Okay, sorry about that.
Man, it's been a long time since I've seen that movie. Holy crap.
Oh yeah, Muppet Treasure Island. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is a goodie but oldie. But anyway, my name is Daramouthe, or Dara for short, because some of you people, some of you people don't give up. It's Daramouthe, not Daramouthe.
Okay, I was gonna ask. I didn't know.
If I had soap, you all would get it. You all would get it. But but anyway, welcome to another day of chat, and of course, I get to have on the admiral who's a dad,
Mhm.
so it kind of makes. I was like, okay, for a second there, it's all one word, DadmiralSmoothrod. I'm like, okay, someone was making fun of things, but they're putting themselves a little too much out there.
Oh no, it's so Admiral, and then my buddy Mossy. I'm sure you've seen him around Rumble.
Yeah, yeah.
He, I have to give him credit. He came up with the name. He's like, "Oh, Dadmiral." I'm like, "Oh, that's perfect."
It sounds so good. Now the smooth rod part though, I need to know where that comes from.
Uh, there's this little game called Grand Theft Auto 5,
Oh,
and I had a yacht,
ooh.
and I named it the Admiral Smooth Rod, and then the name is stuck.
It's like one of those things like smooth rod. What is that, like a family name or something
Yeah,
like that?
yeah.
No.
Long line of smooth rods. And it always gets a chuckle out of people. And if it doesn't, then I'm like, I don't want to associate with that person because it's such a dumb name. It's great.
Yeah, my father was once a smooth rod, but that was only during the fishing tournament. But anyway,
He was the doctor as well, Doctor Smooth Rod.
Doctor Smooth. It's like it lends itself to a wide array of stuff that is gonna be either PG or rated R, and,
Hmm.
I can
Oh
do
yeah.
both. But anyway, but yeah, no, it's
Are
nice
we
to have
doing? Are we doing aviators?
aviators. No, I just wear it because it's part of the ordeal. I didn't used to actually, I think I have worn them since the beginning, but I didn't have a hat when I first started out. So
Oh
it's up
yeah,
to you.
aviators are in my it's my profile pic. So let's go.
You want go for it, go for it. I won't stop you. Smoothest of rod. S-
That's my
Smoothest
boy
of rod.
Cyrus.
Cyrus. He's bringing the heat with the smoothest of rods. Ooh, those look pretty nice. Those are a little square though. A little more squarish. Mine's are like the like what I think that's what they have in the movies, like the True Aviators or something like that.
Yeah, yours are a little bigger too.
Yeah.
Mine fit my fat nose.
Honey, do these look great on me? Hey, gosh, those glued to his face. They're not either glued to my face. They're just there. When I go to the premium side, because I'm part of the creator program, I take them off because I gotta give the people a little something extra to stay behind.
I saw him without him earlier, so
Yeah, that's true. That's true. There was once, so I was at a dentist once, and I was almost every 6 months. But the one time I was at a dentist, there was a lady doing my old lady. There was an old lady doing my teeth, and obviously you know how fun that is, right? You're sitting there and they're doing your teeth, and you can't really talk back, but they'll tell you about everything.
they're asking you all sorts of questions like, what am I supposed to do here?
And you're
Yeah,
trying to
it's
do.
so dumb. I just don't go anywhere specifically for that reason.
And you're trying to play like you're trying to mime, you're trying to play charades, and they're just like, I don't understand. Well, at one point, it was again the older lady. She told me like, "Oh, you have very pretty eyes." I was like, okay, thank you. I guess I've never been told that before." And so you just kind of have to sit there and take it. And I love when oldies put their hands on my mouth. I think we need to have a discussion about that, Cyrus. That might be a
Cyrus
little.
likes it when anybody puts their hands in his mouth. So
Ew.
if I know anything about Cyrus, and I do.
Oh, and next thing it will be puppy dog paws or something like that. Ugh.
Get a
Ugh.
couple apple martinis in that guy, and whatever goes.
That's that's not something you want your friends to tell you about. It's like, so yeah, listen, guys, if you really want him to get going, look, just give him a bit of a schnapp, and that guy will be so out of it. You won't even he'll do whatever you want. Just trust me.
I have a feeling you're gonna learn a lot about the lore from my side of Rumble.
For your stuff or for
Yeah,
Cyrus?
just in general. Cyrus is around a lot, so
Oh,
he's
that's good. Who's
hey, Miss Sarge.
What is wrong with old ladies? There's nothing wrong with old ladies. Hey, look, one of our founding fathers, Benjamin Franklin, liked the mold, okay, and he had his reasons why he liked the mold. I mean, it was a little, it was a little weird trying to, tell people it's best to bang an 80-year-old, but I mean, it's one of those things. Well, Mrs. Mar which Hey, I didn't say anything wrong. I didn't say anything wrong about her, I just used an old lady. It's both what did I walk into? You walked into the worst possible situation you could in your life, where people talk about hands what was that disease that was a long time ago? Was the, what, foot and mouth disease or something like that?
Cyrus has hand and mouth disease.
Yeah. Oh, man. Wherever you probe it, don't do it there. Old ladies leave it. Well, yes, exactly. And of course, I just saw yesterday that you had a birthday yesterday, Gina. So happy birthday. I don't know how old you are, but you still look like you're 25. So we'll leave it at that. Um,
25, I thought it was 22.
well, if I give too much, she's gonna be like, "Yeah, you're a suck up." I'm like, "Well, got to be for the pretty ladies." Nothing's wrong with older women. That's why I'm trying to tell them. And look, there are a whole bunch of array of good times out there. I'm not gonna tell you what boat to chase. I'm just gonna tell you that there are a few rudders missing, so you have to be careful. You have to be careful. Got head to work, but I'll have to. She said it, not me. I know you have a husband, so I ain't gonna say nothing.
Miss
All right.
Sarge, that's my favorite place to be. You know this.
Except when you're butt dialed, then it's a different story altogether. Hey, I was trying to call you back. I didn't know if you wanted anything from me. Oh, I'm sorry. I accidentally butt dialed you. Oh, oh, all right. I thought you
Cool.
wanted something, but
All right. Well, I'll just go on.
all by myself. I wanna be. I'm 41. Well, see, that's not bad. You don't look a day over whatever the age I gave earlier. I don't want to.
40.
40, yeah, you don't look a day over 40. Look at that. I'm old now. Well, you know what? You're still good looking at that old. All right. I'm just gonna say that. My fine old. Oh, she's not gonna let that go. You just gave a Rottweiler a bone. That's gonna
Sarge
be
is a
rough.
lucky guy, Miss Sarge.
You mean Mr. Sarge?
Not just Sarge.
Oh, so okay. Because you said Miss Sarge. I'm like, I don't
Yes,
know.
she's Mrs. Sarge, and
Yeah.
he's Sarge.
Okay. Yeah, because I think I remember them because a while back. Um, I believe at one point their account got deleted, and I believe it was both of them that got their account deleted, but they got it figured out. But it was like something happened to their account.
Yeah, Mrs.
Yeah,
Sarge got dinged with something, and she doesn't even post videos. It was super weird, and the community came in
yeah,
droves for her.
yeah.
It was pretty crazy.
It's true. Even yeah, your husband better know it. But yeah, no, that's how I remember her is because her and her husband had their accounts deleted for some odd reason. I'm just like, that's kind of a dumb thing, but at least they got it back. But yeah, when and I think the explanation was is like some sort of bot thing or something.
Yeah, I was
Um,
botting, right, Miss Sarge?
yeah, Rumble nuked their accounts accidentally. Yeah, that's what I remember. They nuked, but you got it back. It's just they gave, like, a weird well, they didn't give a weird answer, they gave an answer, but I like to add to that, though, that I too had gotten my account nuked, and got it reinstated. Well, yeah, they asked the bot thing. Yeah, okay, so I was remember rightly, but I will say I too got my account nuked for maybe a half an hour. We were collateral damage. Yeah, you're talking about that. I didn't get an answer from mine. So when my account got deleted, for like half an hour, I was like, okay, so what is going on? And I had a guest on that day too. Can you believe that? I had a guest on that day. And
So
my
interested in that because always the inner workings of Rumble are fascinating to me.
Yeah,
Uh, was it like after like did you get a lot of followers quickly like in the weeks prior or like was there
nothing.
nothing just
It was just like that. And I did the whole thing on X. I did like the support, and all I got was is that it's coming back. No answer of why, which is kind of dumb. Like you would think that you'd give an answer to someone like, "Hey," if you know the answer or you get an answer later, you'd probably give it to them, say, "Hey, just like with them getting the bot answer, we get an answer of some sort." But I didn't, and it was just like maybe. that should be a sign not to put all your faith into one platform. Deleted without reason. Yeah, deleted without reason. I got it back, but it doesn't wipe away not getting an answer for why. And so I just figured I'd bring that up because I too had my account, and I had a guest coming on too, and it's all that stuff off work. You know where I'll be. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Have a good day at work.
See, Mr. Sarge, I see you. You DM me. I'll get back to you for sure.
But yeah, so that's one of those things where I am very adamant against being on one platform because we all know the stories of YouTube, right? You hear all those stories or whatever, or Twitch. Twitch is becoming its own thing too. But when it comes to something like Rumble and you don't expect it to happen, but it happens, that's when like I don't that and I got no answer. Sorry, no, don't trust it. Nope.
See, I don't know. I may be kneecapping myself, but I'm a bit more of a spicy channel than yours is. So I don't think I would last a week on Twitch or YouTube. I was on Twitch for 2 years, and it was so hard to behave myself. And I'm like, I'm not living my true life, so I gotta move.
Yeah.
And plus, I got affiliate on Twitch, and they're like, oh, by the way, to get any Prime subs, you have to sign up for Amazon Prime. And I have a bad relationship with Amazon, so I was like, you know what, I'm out.
Yeah. That sucks. I
So here
didn't
I am, just walking on thin ice all the time. I suppose.
Yeah. And that's kinda sucks too, because I didn't know that for Twitch, that if you got affiliate, you had to have. Because 'cause I've had Amazon Prime on and off because sometimes they'll offer, like, a quick deal, right? Like, you get it for a week, like, $2 or a whole month for free or something like that, um, and all that stuff, and then it's like, it goes into that 14.9, and I've been appreciative of it, but I 14.99 a month is not.
So I guess that can lead us into I have some insider baseball knowledge with Amazon from a previous
Really?
job. Yeah. So I was in, I guess you'd call it the sex industry.
Oh.
We were pharmaceuticals though,
Oh.
and we had a product that directly went up against one of Amazon's products,
Ooh.
and they don't like competition.
Hmm.
So what would happen is our product was fully on board.
Mhm.
We'd been on the Amazon web store for years and years and years. We were top seller in our category for that product,
Mm.
and then they released their product, pretty much same exact product, just different formulations. Because so we wouldn't sue them. We
Mm.
sued them anyways, but that's neither here nor there.
Right.
Uh, Same exact formula. Then they kicked our item off of Amazon
Hmm.
and said it broke the terms of service for sexual products. Even though it had been on there, it's passed all the checks and balances. It's does the same exact thing as their Amazon basic product.
Mhm.
So what they would do is all the product I'd send into Amazon, which was pallets, literally pallets of product, I would send
Yeah.
into Amazon. They'd pack it back up in boxes and ship it back to me in the warehouse. So I had to unbox it, re-inventory everything, put it up. It was Amazon specific packaging and everything. So I had a specific spot in my warehouse.
Mhm.
Uh, and it would just have to sit there until we got our product back. And then I'd have to box it all back up in pallets and ship it back out again a week later.
Jeez.
And that happened at least once a month for better part of a year.
Mhm.
It's like, you know what? I hate Amazon with a burning passion for just my job was like it was very specific, like scheduled out my shipments and everything I was doing in the warehouse, and then Amazon would pull this stuff just randomly on a Tuesday. Our listing would get pulled down, and
Mhm.
then for that month, just being out of product on Amazon for a week and our listing not being there, we drop in the rankings,
Mhm.
and we wouldn't get sales. So I mean, we were losing out on 50 to $100,000 of sales a week on Amazon, just
Jeez.
because they were trying to bully us not to have our product on competing with theirs. And we
Mhm.
get our stuff back in there, and then a week later we climb back up to the ranks on top, and then a couple weeks after that they'd kick us out again.
Jeez.
So I have not bought anything from Amazon since 2018.
Wow. Well, it makes sense though. I mean, if you're gonna get swashbuckled like that, might as well just tell them to go f off. Basically. But
Oh, what's up, Kumi? Oh, J Dub is here too. I didn't
yeah.
even see this. Sorry, J Dub.
Hey, J Disley's been here. He also has been on the show too. So there's that. But yeah, I just especially, and that's rough too because Amazon does own uh Twitch obviously,
Yep.
but it owns the servers that both Twitch and Kick are on, and so you have two.
AWS is huge. Yeah, it makes total sense.
Yeah, it does, and you have two different platforms on the same server system. Of course, you have YouTube and Google, and that whole spiel. You have let's see, Twitch Gig. You have all the other ones on their own stuff. It's just a lot of different places to go, but I really do think people, um, regardless, shouldn't limit themselves to one place because I've seen what the stories, obviously, mostly just from the YouTuber side, but also of my own experience. Top 2% girl, but thanks for letting him tell a story. The 2%.
He's my biggest cheerleader. He always
Oh,
what he'll do is he'll boost you up, right? He'll make you feel
yeah.
all good about yourself, and then he'll just cut you right at the knees. I love him.
That's what makes a good friend is they'll
Uh-huh.
bring you up and they'll cut you down. And then they'll slap your face off and say, "You kinda look better dead anyway," but that's a totally different story altogether.
He's also Canadian though, so I mean, take it and leave it.
I've talked to a bunch of Canadians, so he'll either be on the good side or the bad side of that.
He's on the good side.
Would
I'm
you
convinced of that.
would you like him to be on top of the Niagara Falls or the one falling over the Niagara Falls?
He'd be the one pushing someone over the Niagara Falls.
Oh, jeez, Lord.
Yeah, he would definitely would.
That's awful. But, I mean, when you hear this, with big butts, good lord. Sluts with big butts. That's first I thought it said nuts though, so that congrats to you, I thought it said that. Um, America, yeah. But again, I've talked to a few Canadians as well. I actually talked to a gentleman who's Scottish who lives in Canada, and I know a few, content creators on here are over the falls. That's right, over the falls. But I've talked to a few content creators too who actually, on Rumble who do are from Canada. And so it's always interesting to kind of get their perspective because it's not the greatest place to be. It in the terms of the French, it's a shithole. But that
Yeah.
that is what it is,
I
unfortunately.
I I mean, I've run into a lot of Canadians on here, especially like in chat, just so they can have somewhere to blow off steam
Mhm.
because they'll get in trouble elsewhere talking about this stuff. I do find it interesting though that Canada or Rumble is still technically
Yeah.
based out of Canada.
Yeah.
I
That's an
wonder when
issue.
they're gonna finish making that move to Florida.
Or Washington D.C. because they have that headquarter there too. Um, yeah, it's a strange thing because obviously, there was a whole thing, and it pretty still is a thing, but they had the whole thing with like the check thing, right? You could do PayPal or the check, for the payout stuff, and the check would just take months on end from the stories I heard, and they're tethered in Florida. I'm like, why can't it be done in the United States because they have a headquarters? And I've seen no answer for it. So yeah.
I see. I messed up when I signed up, and I signed up as a publisher,
Mm.
I think. So I don't get a cash out button.
Yeah,
Mine
you
is
get it.
just at their whims.
Yeah.
It's you in the past 6 months, so it's been really good.
Mm,
They've they cashed me out at the beginning of the month.
mm,
Since I've been in the creator program, it's like the next day, like the first or the second.
mm.
But man, there was a period of time, especially at the beginning, when I made my first $50. Ooh, that I mean, it took 3 months to see a PayPal deposit.
Yeah. There's still some people that are experiencing issues. That's why I do my thing with Rumble Squared because it's just collecting feedback data, but it's also kind of clearing the fog with all this stuff because Rumble's not going to do it. To be honest, Rumble's not going to clear the fog at times. They're going to try their best to help, but it really is kind of a sad point that yes, their support is getting better, but they still fall through the crack at times,
Yeah,
especially when it comes to payout. And they really, and I know they're going to do that whole Rumble wallet thing, but my issue is that many people don't understand crypto. So if they're gonna do something that involves crypto, they need to make it KISS. Keep it easy, keep it simple, that sort of thing.
I think for the most part, though, to their credit, people who are on Rumble and have made their way over here will
Mhm.
understand crypto more so than a blowhard on YouTube type thing.
Right. Burn the bots. Only you, Alaska Man Jeff. Only you. And he's actually in Alaska too. So, but
I'd hope
yeah.
so. That's false advertising, Alaska Man Jeff.
He's in the coldest place. Well, not the coldest place, but he's there. But yeah, it's just I, I understand the frustration with all that stuff, but I'd rather do the data part than rely on a few scattered shot voices because it does get bad for people wanting to want Rumble to get better, but they keep flip flopping if they want to get better or not to some degree.
Yeah, and I mean, I had a pretty quick rise in the past year and a half,
Mm,
where I was to now. But I have a couple other friends like my buddy Chaos Streams. Check out Chaos Streams.
mm.
He's also coworker IRL. Uh,
Oh,
he I mean, he started. He broke, or he's about to break the 100 mark,
mm,
and he just broke the his first $50, and
right.
he's super stoked on it. And he cashes out and still hasn't seen anything for 2 weeks. Like,
Mm,
I mean, I don't know what to tell you, but they don't care until you start like pushing numbers. You get pushed in the bottom of the queue. That's how I feel like it is.
mm,
So I mean, it's just the the growing pains of a up and coming company, really, in my eyes.
mm.
They're trying their best. They have a decent amount of money to throw around, but just the efficiency of it,
Yeah.
it's getting better in my mind, my eyes. But there's always room for improvement for sure.
Yeah. And I think, at least from my perspective, that while there's some areas that they're slowly getting better at, my issue is that I have to deal with. Yeah, they do, but that's where you get better at getting that system better, not just waffling on it more or less, because it does feel like they haven't got that system better yet. I mean, there's the automatic payments like at the end of the month, if you're a publisher, whatever it is. But even then, when really the cash out button should be there regardless of what account you have,
And they're
because it
supposed to be
does.
fixing that, right?
I have no idea.
Oh, yeah, I think they're supposed to be fixing that. So even a publisher, or at least they're going to make it so if you're not a publisher account, like think those that this stuff's going to get parsed out. So I'd be put into not a publisher because I'm not technically a publisher, I guess. Except I
I don't.
publish videos. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
that
don't know.
doesn't make sense to me either. It's sort of like the when you input for if you upload a video, whatever. Actually, when you upload a video, when you stream, it's automatic. But when you upload a video, it gives you like four different options. Well, I can understand that's great for some, but it's really unnecessary for many because they just want to click and go. Like I want to upload video, do all this stuff and all that. It doesn't make sense for a majority of people to have to do that. So that's just one issue, but I have many others, but this is the, um, ride off Rumble. They're doing what they can, but at the end of the day, they still have issues they need to work out, and sometimes it feels like they're aiming in the wrong direction at times. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, I
I
don't
don't.
know.
How long
Go
have you been streaming on Rumble?
Um, well, I started doing uploading videos first, because that's all I could do. Because at the beginning, right, you had to like have 5 followers or whatever in order to live stream. Uh,
Oh, so you're kind of fresh then.
well, yeah, I guess it's about sort of the middle of 2023 is when I started doing stuff with both Rumble and YouTube.
Okay.
Um,
So yeah, when I started, it was you had to have 100 followers before you could start streaming,
wow, that was probably before my time.
or pay
Um,
$10. So I was like, you know what, I'm here to stream, so I guess here's my money.
Yeah, I actually ended up doing that $10 pro plan because I was not gonna wait forever to stream. But I've been streaming since probably August of 2023 is
Okay.
probably when I started, and I was just uploading videos, but I wasn't really doing it to the extent I'm doing it now. Um, But, so it's been about 2 no, a little over 1.5 years, because 2 it would be 2 in August. It'd be 2 years in August. Yeah, for the streaming part. Um, but I digress. They are I will give them credit where it's due. They have been a lot quicker, than what it would take, say, compared to YouTube, because YouTube took, what, decades at this point?
Yeah.
But the problem of it is that they have a lot of the stuff that they're working on right now that's already out there, and, yeah, yeah, yeah,
I'm interested to see how shorts pan out because it's been a huge request for a lot of people. But at the same time, I feel like a lot of people aren't going to do them as much.
maybe.
Eh, like,
It's
how are they going to incentivize us to do shorts?
well, maybe, but then again, people couldn't. Oh, he's talking to Coomer. Okay. I mean, yeah, that's a good point. I mean, the ones with YouTube are like or TikTok, they're all monetized to some degree, and they get seen, and they're usually like a short introduction or whatever to someone's channel or
Yeah,
video or whatnot.
it's a good
Uh,
push to the channel.
yeah, it's probably that's probably the best way you can put it is that it's good push channel. But I don't know. It really right now, shorts is enough. Because Shorts was mentioned last year, almost towards the end of last year, where they were talking about, the creator dashboard, the app, putting the app emojis on the app, doing gifted subs and all that. Shorts has been a discussion around for quite some time. So my
Yeah.
thought is always if. My thing with Rumble is, and with any company really, is never take them at their word first. And the reason for that is
Until they do it.
yeah, until they do it because it's a time factor, right? It takes time to code and all that stuff and financial whatever. And the other part is too we don't know, where their priorities at. But the other point is we need more music and entertainment role. Well, yeah, I mean again, part of that issue is content discovery. And
I mean, I think that will start to happen. I mean, you see guys like DJ Cheesus, aka J Dub. I mean, he has just huge organic streams, especially his music ones. Like people are like in there in droves.
mhm.
Uh, and he's mixing and doing Amish Zaku.
Oh yeah, yeah, Amish, yeah.
Has some good ones. Oh, I love Amish. He's one of my first friends.
Oh, synth tracks.
Oh,
Okay, yeah.
fuck. Sorry, I didn't mean to swear.
No, you're fine.
I totally mixed it up.
So Jesus is synth tracks. Yeah, I
Yeah,
was trying to figure out
my
who's
bad.
Jesus. Yeah, I was like, what? That
Goodness,
ain't even
J Dub,
sense.
I'm dumb. I was my brain's all scrambled.
It's okay.
I was flowing too hard.
You're like Icarus. You flew a little too close to the sun.
Yeah, I know. Jeez. And I've played
Oh,
plenty of games with J Dub. I should know better.
agriculture jam lyrics for the AI music that I upload. Oh, all right.
Yeah, Kumi has a big library on Suno.
Oh yeah, I believe. Well, so does Amish. Amish makes
Yeah.
stuff with Suno as well. Vaping gamers for Rumbot does that too. I think a lot of people have been using Suno just because, for the most part, on YouTube, it was to get around the whole copyright stuff because technically it's not really copyrightable, more or less. But YouTube has a very strictness with music, and if you play just a few seconds of something, it will slap
Oh
you in
yeah.
the face sometimes.
I had that problem with Twitch. I would uh I would stream music from Spotify
Mm.
that this guy made. I'm not even gonna name names anymore because obviously I get them all mixed up. Uh, but it's stream beats on
Mm,
on Spotify, and
yeah.
he specifically made these big playlists of like AI generated and his own generated music that he had no copyright on, so you could
Mm,
play it in the background. I have a few of them. Like some of them are like real bangers that I have put in my like playlist,
nice.
and I would play it in the background while I was playing Apex or whatever.
Mm,
I was like, okay, I definitely won't get hit. Every single solitaire video would get the VOD muted for at least 20-30% of the music. And then later, like a week later, they'd review it and they'd take off the mute. But I mean, the damage is already done at that point. Like
mm,
if half your stream is muted, people will go back to watch the VODs. Like, what's the point?
yeah.
But all the music had no copyright on it, and they would just still do it anyways, just out of abundance of caution for themselves.
Yeah, there actually, through research, I did find that there is a place, somebody can go to do, like, mainstream music legally. It's called, licked.co, or the website is called licked.co. I think, um, there we go. No, not that. Why did I add an extra letter? Okay, here we go. Um, there we go. So I found this after a while. What it is basically you can pay for a license, and
Oh, okay, yeah.
through other means, you can pay for. I think they have like you can pay for songs or whatever, and all that. But you can basically have a license, and they'll take care of their end. If YouTube tags you by some random chance, they'll take care of it because they have tech and stuff to kind of take care of that. But, I mean, this is a legal way. I mean, right? This is a legal way of being able to have mainstream music on your channel without worrying about getting hit by copyright or whatever, because, um, I just didn't know of any way that you could do it. Um, but I
Well,
haven't. Oh, go ahead.
the thing is that the majority of people who have music on their channel are doing it legally,
Mm,
technically. YouTube and Twitch just and Kick as well, as far as I know,
mm,
uh, just don't want that smoke from EFI or whoever the big music publishers are,
mm.
because they're very litigious and they will go after them very, very hard because they know they can.
Yeah.
Uh, but most people, they're not coming for the music; they're coming for the content,
Mm,
and the music is transformative in that sense that it's background music and you're playing a game, or
mm,
the streamer or whoever is playing a game or doing something else,
mm.
and the music is not the focus.
Yeah.
That's when you get in trouble, is if the music's the focus, but YouTube just doesn't want to catch the smoke, and they just would rather spend probably the same amount of money instead of
Yeah.
fighting lawsuits, just uh, nipping it in the bud, and you can't use that music.
Yeah,
Uh,
and oh,
yeah,
sorry.
no, go, yeah, that was it.
Mm. No, and that's one of the things where I mean, at least with Lick, they'll have your back if something happens copyright. I mean, they'll let you know if it's because they do have some stipulations, but I don't think it's that much. But I mean, at least they have your back if something goes wrong, and you can just like, hey, this is kind of going on or whatever. Where YouTube really is more of like, we're just the middle guy here. We're not in charge of all that stuff. Yeah, lawsuits. But yeah, that's why a majority of people will run to Suno or any other music generative one, is faking game. Well, unfortunately, it's the only way many people get around the copyright system on YouTube. So there is that. But yeah, it's just one of those things where you turn to the tools that are there for people to use, and there you have it. But yeah, I through research I found that, but I haven't really found one for movies, right? That would be the big one. If you had something for movies or TV shows, like you could review a movie or do like a watch party. Like I know if you have Amazon Prime, whatever, you can do it on Twitch, or I think that's what it is. They have that watch
Yeah,
party thing.
need watch parties.
Yeah, um, just cringe. Well, there you go. But yeah,
Well,
I really
like,
haven't found. Oh, go ahead.
it's legal to do. I'm gonna be cringe as hell. Okay, so tell me what to do.
Yeah, you ain't my mom. What you trying to tell?
Get out of
Uh,
here.
but I made it. Hey, Riddle Sticks, how you doing?
Oh, real sticks.
Now riddle me this. No, I'm not gonna do that. I remember to repose this time. Well, thank you, no, I appreciate that. Very
Oh,
nice.
I need to repost too. Wow.
But what was it? But yeah, it'd be nice if you could have something for movies or TV shows because there are a lot of people who, again, get in trouble because they even show snippets, and you almost have to do like for. It almost feels like you have to do like for every 5 seconds, you have to do an hour of just talking about the 5 seconds.
Uh, have you seen what they do on Twitter? And they might be pulling them from like YouTube Shorts. I'm not sure. I haven't looked that
Mm,
much into it. But they'll
mm,
put these like little lines across, and they'll flip them. They'll mirror the video like every 5 seconds. They'll mirror it, and they have these like either scan lines that go up and down,
Mhm.
or just like lines that kind of alternate and like
Mhm.
move to the top. And it's very distracting, but I guess it gets around it for now until it doesn't, of course.
Yeah. Well, yeah, well, BitChute almost is like it's there, but it exists, but rarely people know about it, unfortunately. But I mean, yeah, I mean, I've seen people upload whole videos and TV shows to Rumble, so there's
Yeah.
that. But I mean, the whole thing about it is people want to be able to, like I said, do watch parties or do reviews on it without having to worry about, still doing the whole fair use stuff, but not having to worry about like you do like 5 seconds or 8 minutes of it, and all of a sudden you're getting copyrighted because you shown a video piece and like I was fair using it. I don't understand what this thing is. That's all YouTube stuff.
Yeah,
It's silly stuff at all.
they just don't even want to fight it. There's
Mhm,
well, you can turn around and like arbitrate with us, or you can just not have that video up and slap on the wrist.
mhm,
Most people back, I don't want to go to arbitration, so I'm just gonna to roll over.
mhm. Yeah, yeah, I'm sure that was all true too. I call them well, there's more than grok out there.
I did hear literally that story today on a podcast.
Mhm,
Um, some guy, they called it like AI psychosis,
mhm,
where he got so stuck in a loop in his own mind, like going through, like talking to um, ChatGPT,
mhm,
that he supposedly thought that he had made it become sentient.
mm,
And I don't know validity. This podcast likes to embellish stories and have fun with them, or they pick just funny stories and that are just total bullshit. But
mhm,
I did hear about that.
mhm.
Like he had to get taken to the hospital because he he got such mind rot that I guess he was suicidal and he put a rope around his neck and was trying to go. And someone
Mhm.
found him in like a manic state and sent him to the hospital. Like yeah,
I mean, it's possible they can happen, but I mean, you know, people have died almost over the stupidest of things, and the AI
yeah.
wasn't involved either. So let's take that as is. But again, like with any tool any human has ever created.
I think that's a good point as well
Mm,
because we always typically point out what we don't like as the cause of the initial problem.
yeah,
Right now, AI is in the crosshairs, right?
yeah.
Very much so.
Mhm,
Uh, Especially because like, oh, they made fake nudes of some politician and they don't like that. It's like, well, you had deep fakes before that, you had Photoshop before that, or
mhm.
I could draw it on a pen and paper if I'm good at drawing, or I could just think about you nude. So like,
Please, please don't, please.
deal with it. I'm
God dang it!
I got a glimpse of you without your glasses. That's all I've been thinking about.
Oh lord, oh, I'm ruined.
I'll do an AI picture later, chat.
I'll never be pretty enough for the ball now.
You'll never recover. It's
But
done.
like but like I get the whole the conversation on both ends. But like with anything else, I mean, w- when a new technology has come up, regardless of the age, you always have both sides of those conversations come up, right? How many?
The
How
internet, guns and video games are gonna cause more, Columbines, like, yeah, all the time.
I mean, just think of it like when the printing press first started out. Did you not think that there were people who said that's blasphemy? It's against God and heresy and all this stuff. I mean, it is like the car. I mean, what do you think the people uh, were talking about when the horse and buggy were disappear? Not being used as much as now you have a car. I mean, sooner or later, tools are what they are. It's just the people will use them as they see fit, and that's good or bad either way. Tools have no inherent morality. It's the human beings behind it that do.
Well, history always repeats itself with all that stuff, right? Well,
Mhm,
if we adopt these cars, then what's gonna happen to the guys who do horseshoes for the horses? What's gonna happen to all the leftover horses? Blah, 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 blah. Like
mhm,
electric cars, well, what about the manufacturers of gas cars? What's gonna happen to the people who do that? And that was their specialty was gas cars.
mhm,
Now they can't just move into the electric car industry. It's like welcome to progression of human civilization is we get past some of this stuff and we
mhm,
go to the next one. It's either you adapt or you, I guess, don't.
mhm,
And I mean, that argument especially AI is a big one right now. It's like AI is
Yeah.
going to take over this or that or this or that. Like, well, then adapt and get used to using AI, or don't.
I kind of heard that where people like, oh, it's going to take your job, whatever. And to some degree, it can be kind of, well, the robot thing anyway, because you already seen that kind of stuff now to some degree. Um, but I think at the end of the day, it replaces your brain. Well, the car replaced the horse, right? And maybe, oh, well, something else will replace the car. Who knows? But and cars won't, guns won't. I mean, we can sit and have this discussion all day long, but any tool humans have created have the possibility of destroying too. You have as much possibility
Just think of the
as
Fletchers. We can't make bow and arrows anymore because there's guns.
well. I mean, people still make. I would think people still make arrows to some degree.
Well, I
Well,
mean, just
more or less,
it's
yeah.
just the same like argument over and over throughout history. When something new comes up, people who are sympathetic to the way things used to been or was the status quo get all
Mm,
up in arms about the new stuff that comes out instead of adapting.
mm, yeah. I mean, we've had all. We've had a whole bunch of stuff. Area replaces a user. I mean, you can see it that way you want, but a tool's a tool regardless. Man, you're using a computer right now. That replaced a lot of people's jobs.
Mhm.
I mean, we could sit here all day and argue about what is or what isn't, but human beings have created tools since whatever, and we can do with it what we will. But you're not going to change the whole in order to get to where you want to go.
I
Telling
use instead of doing sitting there for in Photoshop for an hour, 2 hours a day for each thumbnail I have,
mm,
collecting assets and doing this or that. I just tell AI make a dozen images and I'll upscale the one that I like the most. And then
mm,
I can go on and do other things with my life. Like it's a tool and it's fantastic. I've not manually made one of my uh
mm.
thumbnails and I love it. Hey FP,
AFP.
Big Daddy in the house.
Well, you're the one who has Dadmiral, so which one is it?
Well, he's Big Daddy.
That after a while, that's gonna get a little weird.
No, he's OG Big Daddy.
Okay. The Big Daddy's in the house. I think I'm gonna leave.
No, FP's the best. FP is
Oh,
probably the nicest guy on this entire platform.
well, well, okay. All right, now that's pushing it a little bit. There are probably other people
Mm-mm.
that are just as nice.
Nope.
No?
Nope.
Nope.
FP's the one.
More like Godfather. There you go. I'll go with that,
It's
Godfather.
like he's a nice godfather.
Yeah, he doesn't
I don't
threaten you with his daughter's wedding, you know?
I mean, actually, now that I think about it, FP's probably killed some people.
Oh, dear lord. Oh, now we gotta cancel the stream.
But he did it really nicely.
Mm.
He's
He's
very
like,
nice about it.
"You have betrayed me on my daughter's wedding. Now I'm gonna have to do it slowly."
That's yeah, I get okay, that makes sense too.
Something like that. But no, that's just that's just funny. I've never heard another I've never heard another man call another man Big Daddy without it leading to something dangerous.
That's not I didn't do it.
FB is more dangerous than AI. All right, I can believe that.
I mean,
Um,
I definitely wouldn't wanna be on his bad side, but he's been very nice to me.
there you go. See, the Godfather. Well, you respect the Godfather, you get respect back, right?
You respected Big Daddy. Big Daddy respects you.
I don't. Oh man, that's just be like, who's the Big Daddy now? It's like, oh no, oh.
It's FP. It's our Big Daddy.
Oh goodness gracious. Well, I'm glad you heard FP. I mean, you've really become the center of attention now. So there you go. But no, at the end of the day, you know what? Do what you will. It's your life. Use the tools that benefit or help you. I do believe a lot of people become very dependent on tools, so I can agree with that.
Mhm.
But if we're gonna sit here all day long and argue about the tools we create as human beings, then we might as well live like the Amish. Basically, get rid of the cars, get rid of all the electricity, get all of it. Go away to the fields and start planting and all that stuff. Because at this point, it's just minute arguments.
At
Because
the
it
same
doesn't.
time, though, the Amish are very, very reliant on the tools they do use, though, whether it be their horse and buggies or their
Yeah,
hand tools or what have you. Like they're still
rustic
reliant on tools. Humans,
rustic tools, yeah.
yeah, but humans, the beauty of us is we were able to create tools to become better or do more with
Mm,
less. So that's how I see like anything. If it's an advancement, it's an advancement, and embrace it or stay rustic.
mm. Use it as a tool. People take everything for all the time. Well, I mean, the alcohol and all that stuff can, because I mean, there are people. It's sort of like with alcohol, right? I've heard this story of uh refueled many times. So it goes many times before. Nothing new under the sun, as it were.
Was he saying
But
I'm using an argument that's been refuted many times?
I have no idea. It could be either of us at this point. But
We're both
but like
just big idiots on the internet. Yeah, I get it.
we're just having a conversation, whatever
Yeah,
it is. But like with alcohol, right? Like, there are people who there are people who say they can moderate themselves and they don't. And they end up not moderating, which has always been a funny thing to me, right? Because I've never drank alcohol. Although
really
I think it was
interesting.
close with the kombucha, but I think that's like
It's
that's
like
like very little.
1% or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like 1%. I was like, "Ooh, I probably shouldn't drink this." It didn't taste very good anyway, so I've never drank
nah, it's terrible.
kombucha. But I mean, it's one of those things where like people will say that they can moderate themselves or whatever, and it turns out sometimes that's not the case. It's like with gambling, right? People go gambling and said, "Oh, I can do one more machine, and they'll be fine or whatever." But it really is a toss up, and you do have a lot of people that can be uh, quite susceptible to um, I think it's like addictive behavior, more or less. I think is it. Um,
Yeah, I mean for sure.
mm,
You get. I mean, sometimes it's what you least expect as well that'll just suck you in. You know how your psyche works or your brain's wired will just it'll suck you in. Some people it's AI companionship, which to me I'm like a big tech guy.
mm.
Um, as you can see all this just crap around. Uh, but
Says the tech guy. He says, "No, this all this crap I hear, I
and I
use."
hate it. I don't want nothing to do about it. Kumi,
Uh-huh.
you liar. You big liar, Kumi.
What's that? No, it should be "Baby, what's love? Baby, don't hurt me no more." I'm a virgin. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
right there with Dadmiral. I don't believe that for a second.
No, not one bit. Not if I'm
It's
supposed to believe
liar.
this. Not if I'm supposed to believe the stories you've told in chat, Kumi.
Oh goodness. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We gotta we got a storyteller in chat. Good lord. But yeah, to ask you, well, I'm not an interviewer. I'm having a conversation with someone. Favorite question to ask? Uh, whatever.
Who's your
Um,
daddy and what does he do?
who's your daddy? What you do? Yeah, I know who my daddy is, but you ain't gonna find that out. But no, there's really no specificity to it. I think that's at a certain point. I was using so on YouTube, right? You can use those hashtags like hashtags and tags and all that stuff. Um, But at a certain point, I was like, I'm really not an interviewer because when people talk about interview, I see it more of like a formality, right? You see interviews of like celebrities, or you see interviews of like talk shows, whatever, and all that's well and dandy, whatever. But at the end of the day, I'm really not that. It's just a conversational show at the end of the day. I get to ask questions, you get to ask questions if you want, but it's not an interview. I've never seen it as is, and I've kind of drifted away from that because I think a lot of people who I've had on kind of still presume it as such because it's just the closest thing they can um, compare it to. But I've always been like, when explaining the show, right? When I try to explain the show, I say it's a free flowing conversation. So people are like, oh wait, what's the topic then? I was like, the show is the topic. That's the whole point of calling it a free flowing conversational show. But I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. It's a it's a basic form of what all human beings of us can do. and yet more times than not, we're kind of, like, less and less about it, it seems, because
See, I was actually going to, because I've seen you around. Like we've been like
mhm.
in kind of the circles. I'm more of a game streamer,
Yeah, yeah.
and you obviously do this.
Mhm.
Uh, like I told you, this is my first show. Like that's an actual show. It's not just me sitting here on my computer just playing games or whatever. Um,
That'd be funny to watch, it's like, "Wait, wait, is he actually paying attention to hey, hey!"
just over here, like, what is he doing? Uh, so yeah, I mean, my whole setup, like, I have to face this way right now,
Mhm.
whereas usually, like, my main screen's here.
Oh.
So, but I was going to like deep dive into your show
Mm.
and like
Sure.
go watch a bunch of different ones. I talked to Gaming Chad.
Oh, yeah,
Uh,
yeah, I've got Gaming Jet on, he's pretty I didn't know he was from, Switzerland, though, I think it was, yeah.
he's Dutch.
Dutch, oh, that's right, I apologize.
Yeah, he's from
Um,
the Canalans.
the Canons, but, yeah, I didn't know he was from there, and, when I had him on, he wasn't sure about coming on either because, Tiny Panda Face is someone he's
Hmm.
friends with, and I've had her on too, and so when he come on, he was, he's anxious or whatever, and so we kinda had him on, and that kinda just kinda flew away because I've had a lot of people Dutch, he's Dutch, Dutcherland. Die sprechen Sie Deutsch. But yeah, I mean, it was great having him on. I've seen him around a few times, more or less through Tiny Panda Face, but on his own stuff too. And it was great to have him on. It really was.
He's one of
Um,
those guys. He was in everyone's chat for a long time.
yeah.
Like he introduced me to a bunch of different people, like noobs a lot, and probably FP as well.
Mhm,
Uh, but he was just in everyone's chat. He's just like always on Rumble, like in chat, like talking to people.
mhm,
And then we started playing Grand Theft Auto together. What else did we
mhm.
play together? Star Wars Battlefront. That was kind of after Grand Theft Auto.
Right.
And then all of a sudden one day he's like, Admiral, I'm gonna start streaming. I'm like, do it. And he went from he already had like 200 followers as just a chatter, just
Right.
because he was so in there. Uh, and then he went from 200 followers to surpassing me within 2 months
Wow.
because everyone's like, oh shit, gaming chat's actually like streaming now. Because
Yeah.
at first he was very apprehensive about showing who he was.
Right.
Because just there's a lot more more lore behind that as well.
Right.
Uh, but like his previous username, he didn't want to be targeted by the government and all that sort of thing. And then he got more comfortable, like, okay, well, what I'm doing is not that bad for
Right.
EU rules or whatnot. So he like catapulted up there. So I'm super proud of Gaming Chad. We've been friends for most of my quote unquote career on
Mhm,
Rumble. So me and him go way back. Uh, so I was gonna watch his interview with you, whoa, not interview, his conversation with you, and I was gonna do a deep dive, and I was gonna be like, all right, I'm gonna know everything about Dara, and just like I'm gonna come in like this and this and this and that person, that person. I was like, you know what? I don't think that's what this show's about.
mhm,
It's just just two internet guys, kind of in kind of separate worlds, but also interlapping because we're on the same platform and we
mhm,
know the same people at this point.
mhm.
Uh, it's like I'll just go in kind of blind and just talk about whatever. And I mean, even when we're in the waiting room, like we started off on a pretty
Yeah.
solid foot.
Yeah.
So yes, I I didn't think it was going to be an interview per se. I've been
Mhm,
telling people I'm just being on a show.
mhm.
My boss is pretty pissed off. She's like, "Oh, you're just gonna to leave work a half day of work to go be on an internet show?" I'm like, yeah." Oh, give it Chad.
Welcome, Gaming Chad. How are you, good sir? Well, X is a little iffy because I have my own story about that too. So I'm not gonna put all my eggs in that basket. I don't even stream to X, but it is what it is. But no, I look. If you want the real secret of this all, I run it blind almost every time with this stuff. Like I barely, not in a mean way. It's just I like being a blank slate at the beginning for the person I'm having on because you start from nowhere and can go anywhere.
Mhm.
And if you have it on multiple times, you sort of are building like your a book, really. You're writing the chapters as long as you go.
Wait, hold on, Dara. Are you saying that you haven't watched every single one of my live streams from start to beginning?
No,
Start to end?
no, mm-mm.
Oh, jeez, oh, Pete. Another one.
You fit nice glasses, you fit right in.
I should flip my
It's
hat around too, huh?
well, that's up to you. I
If
mean,
we
it
both have our names on our hats.
well, I mean, don't admirals and stuff, they have them at the front? You know, you always see them in the movies, they have their caps and stuff. I don't know, it
There we
may
go.
you were looking cool, and now you look us a bit goofy, but hey, you know what? Do what you do, okay?
Come on, I match. All right, gosh dang
Well,
it.
that says
I got shamed, everyone.
you guys be fit America. America, F yeah. True, but no, I'm just joking. But yeah, no, I just like starting out as a blank slate for people because I think people usually and this is coming from when I've had people on tell me they're anxious or they don't want including gaming chat, anxious or whatever about doing this sort of thing. And it really kind of goes to show that it's quite possible to do it. I don't know, again, I don't talk to just content creators. I talk to people who don't even create content to begin with. I first started out talking to people who weren't creating content to begin with. Um, I missed it, but can you explain about your story and the why you for what you do there? Oh, well, I'll get that. Let me finish this and then I'll get that.
That was actually see me and Real Six. We've been IRL friends for a long, long time. I was I was working my way up to that as well.
Next time on Dragon Ball Z.
We're gonna get some more lore. I'm all about the lore. People know this about me.
Right. No, but I mean it's just it becomes a silly thing when I just remember having me on. Yeah, I had him on. Yeah, you had your mega hat on. Actually, it was during
Oh yeah.
actually when I had him on, it was actually election day when I had him on. So
Oh, I go throw that one on too. I could have two hats on.
yeah, there you go. Two hats is better than one. Just make sure you're not, covering your face. One of his best episodes I've been told. All right, Lord of the Rings, let's not throw yourself too high.
Hold up. We're not done with this one yet.
Yeah, you guys in those glasses, clearly you guys don't play poker. Look, I once saw what was her name? She does poker, but she played in like the Chucky films. What was she? Um, Jennifer Tilly. That's right, Jennifer Tilly. Man, that girl is a hardcore poker player, but she's a woman. She's a woman. No offense, blank slays and feathers of poison was same and the blanks like me. I don't know where you're going off a far off tangent. You're going on
Uh,
a far off tangent.
Kumi going off tangent? No,
Yeah.
I've never heard of it.
Oh, yeah, go back and check. I'm not gonna go back and check. If you called it, you called it. I'm not here to argue about that. Top
No,
there.
I don't believe you.
Show
Hey,
your proof. Show your proof.
pro gaming Chad.
Nice. Blank slate for the state. Sure. Um. Oh, where was I at? But yeah, I think it kind of gets a bit ridiculous because when I used to just watch content, right, other people's content, I would follow a bunch of different creators, mostly the YouTube side because Rumble wasn't really much of anything back then. Still has its issues now, but it's getting there. Um, but when I'd watch all these other content creators, all they'd really do is have other people who are content creators on. And I understand that to a degree. And there's nothing truly wrong with it. Again, you create the content you want to create. Don't listen to me about content creation. But the thing of it is, like, you have these content creators who have 1,000, 5,000, 10,000, even 100,000. And rarely, if at all, do they ever reach out to those who follow them to have them on their show. And I'm like, that's an untapped pool for anyone who doesn't know. That's an untapped pool of people to have on to have conversations with because, or for gaming, you can have play games with. Oh,
Uh-oh.
you've gone green.
Can you still hear me?
I can still hear you. I just can't see you. Oh, there you go. Maybe it's your camera.
Yeah, just switch to.
Try and refresh it and see if that'll clear it up. You can just refresh the page, yeah, and then see if that'll. There you go. Okay, he'll be back. So pants come off. That's only with you and Tiny Panda. I'm gonna leave that for Tiny Panda with his local members. Yeah, well, yeah, but that's local members though. That's concentrated in his community. Yeah, well, that's true. But I go beyond that. I've talked to people from different platforms, I've talked to people from who don't even and Viva Frey is more political talk anyway.
Yeah, so I was actually going to bring up somebody who's in the same wheelhouse as Viva Frey is Nick Rekieta.
Um,
He does. He's a lawyer.
mm,
He has a big show here in Rumble. And
mm.
Riddlesticks, how dare you? Uh, so what he would do is he would have a law topic and he would bring in just lawyers that were like usually in chat. And then come on and rackets, yeah. And he would bring in lawyers that were in chat, and he turned probably a dozen, 18 lawyers that were just like would hop up and chat into like pretty big streamers.
Mhm.
And Nick Rekieta was just a viewer of the Dick Show.
Mm.
And he would comment on like some legal stuff that was in the news, and he would just come in and he'd be like, "Hey, Nick Rekieta wants to call in. He's a lawyer. My glasses are all skewed up now.
You're fine.
There we go." And he brought in Nick Rekieta
Mhm,
as just kind of a commentary, and Nick Rekieta was very good with the conversation and explaining a little bit of the law, and
mhm,
then went on to make his own show and just blew up. He was one
mhm,
of the biggest channels on YouTube, specifically before he came to Rumble, for
mhm.
Kyle Rittenhouse and Johnny Depp trials.
Oh, alright.
Like, he was absolutely huge, and almost everybody he had on to do commentary with him, mostly other lawyers. Viva Frey, I think, was on a few of his shows for sure.
Oh, okay.
Robert Barnes, who does a show with Viva Frey,
Oh,
uh,
that's right, yeah. Yeah.
and I've actually met Robert Barnes at a Dick show with Nick Rekieta, and I met Nick Rekieta at
Mhm.
a Nick Rekieta show here in Vegas, and
Right.
Robert Barnes was there, and he's lost a lot of weight, just so you know.
Oh, wow.
But
Well,
it's
that's
just interesting following these people and how their careers started doing something totally different, and then just called into a show a few times,
mhm.
started their own show, and became their own thing as well. So I mean, it absolutely it's cool to watch that stuff, and
Yeah. The
you're doing the same thing here on Rumble where it's not really happening so much.
Yeah, it's the I mean, we'll get to more of it, but it is the top of the hour. So, what happens is that at the top of the hour, I set aside some time for us to promote our stuff. You know, sometimes and if it's guests that doesn't have anything, it usually just like a word or something like that to say. But usually, if I have a guest who's another content creator, whoever has something to promote, usually set that aside a time to do that. So I did, Neuro, if you can put his links in the chat. But I did put all your links down below, I believe.
I do like
Or-
that touchdown on paper.
Yeah, yep. Your links are down there below. So if you want to promote yourself, good sir,
uh,
the floor is yours.
I play games. Uh, yeah, I just play games. I stream games. Don't do much more than that. I do
Mm,
like to collab. I've been doing a lot of collabs with other people. Like yesterday, I was on. They weren't even streaming, so I got all the call from this one. But
mm,
Amish and Soundboard Lord and oh no,
Fudge.
hold on, come on, Mossy. Uh, Schleppy. He
Oh,
plays yeah, he plays Halo with us.
mm,
Like, they were playing Peak, and I just hopped on. I was like, "Hey, Amish, you want a fourth?" And he's like, "Yeah." So I played with those guys. Um, but I played single player, multiplayer. We've done anything from Grand Theft Auto role playing to
mm,
I play single player RimWorld, and I
mm,
people in chat. I make them either animals or the colonist, and just have fun in chat. With chat,
yeah.
chat. My chat's typically there's not much that is frowned upon in chat, so you can get
Mm,
away with quite a bit.
mm.
I think I may have 2 banned people ever.
Wow.
So it's just kind of a free speech free for all. But we have fun, and it kind of self regulates, and we just have a lot of fun. We've been playing a lot of Roadcraft recently.
Mm.
Grounded 2 comes out at the end of the month,
Ooh.
and we have a good crew that's wanting to play that with myself, Riddlesticks.
Mm,
Me and Riddlesticks finished we beat the first Grounded together.
mm,
And then Noobs a lot and
Hmm.
Little Salty Bear are gonna join too. We're gonna do that on Saturdays when it comes out. So just gaming and whatever. And then days I do single player games, I try to. I usually have my newborn hanging out with
Aw.
us.
Oh.
He's
How
downstairs crying right now.
oh, well, that just makes me feel guilty. But
His mom's there. It's
oh,
fine.
that's good.
That's her
How many
job.
months?
He's 3 months.
Wow, that is new. Goodness sake. Well, congrats, by the way.
Thank you. That's
Um, uh,
hence the dad one.
Admiral Admiral said he wasn't gonna be too rude because it's not a PG-13 show. I just tell people none of the big gamer words because YouTube, but
Yeah, YouTube. I saw that. I was like, okay, I could definitely. Well, I did say I was gonna be PG-13. I did already drop a couple f bombs, gaming chat. So
Well, no, it's just like I tell people, like here's a soccer field, and I give you like 98% of the field, but just this 2% is all I ask for, and that's pretty much it. That's just pretty much it. And I think a lot of people can respect that to some degree. I mean, especially if you're getting like 98% of the field, right? Like that's huge, and two
yeah,
percent, that's nothing. That's
and if
that's
I know people are on other platforms, I won't. And usually I don't. I'm not uh, liberal with my uses of the game words. It's in
mm,
context and it's for the joke.
mm. Yeah, and again, I don't care if you curse. It's I don't limit on that, but I just say none of the big game words, and that's that. Like games have better writing storylines and movies. Uh,
Yeah,
some
I haven't said Kumi's full name out loud, so
some would say that, but then again came the Last of Us too, so not so much. Um, but anyway, his links are since that's not gonna be help on that.
thank you
Uh,
so much. And I reposted this so people see. And I've been promoting it. I
oh,
mean,
nice.
how many views do you usually get? Are we doing good? Did I do a
I
good job or
it varies. I mean, it really what I do literature game. Well, yeah, I mean, manga is pretty popular, so there's that. Um, let's see. Well, here we go. There we go on that. There we go. There's his links down below. If you want
woo?
to go see where he's at, whether on the Rumble side or YouTube side, those are down in the description as well. So you can do that, have all the fun there. But I mean, it really varies because again, I know I do this thing that doesn't get the views and stuff because more people are going to be either for gaming or politics or some other form of action or clickbait or what have you. Having conversations with people, creator or not, really uh, doesn't really get those big metrical views. But at the end of the day, I do this because of the limitless opportunity rather than just chasing metrics. Because I mean, I do look at the metrics. Don't get me wrong, but I've come to the realization that what I do has much more value than what silver or gold can give it. And once you start learning that you can have conversations with just about anyone regardless of status, that has more power and potential than you can absolutely realize. And gaming, sure, gaming come and go, but you're always moving to a new game and all that stuff. And at a certain point, you do you. Content creation is all about what you want to do. But for me, I hit on this thing, and I wouldn't, I'd rather do this than my actual job, but I also
Same.
wouldn't I also wouldn't wanna rely on content creation full time because that comes with its own disasters. Look, content creation is like trading a 9 to 5 job for a 10 to 16-hour job. That's what it becomes.
I love gaming more than I love my job. 12-hour streams. I'm like easy. 12 hours at sitting at my desk doing artwork and production. Like all right, 8 hours. I'm out. I gotta go
Yeah,
and spend another 6 hours gaming.
true. But again, you also can't, like, you have to keep making stuff. Otherwise, if you stop for a few days or whatever, your views or metrics or whatever, just to come and show. Well, I am. I said thank you earlier.
I wanted to. It's calm down, gaming Chad.
Ah, okay, you know what? Send that man back to Dutchland. All right, he needs to go back.
Hey, neurodivergent. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that.
um, but yeah, I know what I do doesn't get all the metric placement, but it has more potential and more promise than any other thing I've seen. So I'd rather chase that than what people get hung up on. Not everyone does, but you do see that where people get hung up, especially with YouTube. You see people get hung up on the metrics and stuff. Like I know people like to celebrate their milestones,
We
whatever.
like numbers.
Yeah,
We're humans. We like numbers.
please make your bed today. Oh, you're getting told off. You're getting told off.
I'm getting told off. My bed's not here.
Well, my bed. I made my bed, so can't tell me on that. But yeah, no, I enjoyed doing it. But anyway, his links and stuff are down below.
Thank you so
So
much. Thanks for having me on. This is I
well,
had I had a couple people
mhm,
who are just generally grumpy people. They're like, "Oh, you're gonna have a terrible time." I'm like, "I don't think so." Like the snippets I've seen, I'm like, Everyone seems to be having a pretty good time." And I was
well,
like, we'll see if he can live up to the name of the great conversationalist, but there hasn't been a lapse at all. So
we're
you're doing
we're
a
not
fantastic job.
we're not ending yet. So
No, no,
just
no. Yeah,
yeah.
I understand. But I'm just saying we're at the break.
Yeah.
Saying how we're feeling.
Chair 2. I believe it. I believe
Uh,
it.
Almost every night I take a little nappy in my chair.
Sounds like a song in itself. I'm the admiral and I sleep in my chair. Um,
It's been known.
you bed in the background. Well, yes, that is my bed in the background, but I do make it. All right. But I'm not gonna like go over that all. Anyway, 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 from
We
my
want
end,
to see you make it on stream.
I'm not gonna do that. But
Come on.
anyway, when whether on the Rumble side or YouTube side, because I do stream to both, and I already gave a bit of my reason of why I do that earlier. If you wouldn't mind leaving a like, sharing the content, leaving a comment or follow, uh, anything that helps with the engagement factor is much appreciated because not only does it help and being seen more, like all content creators want to be. All right, let's not fool ourselves, everyone. All content creators to some degree want to be seen more. Trying to be honest about that, but it also helps in having other people on, like Dadmal, like Gaming Chad, like Alaska Man Jeff, like Lord of the Ree, and so many others. At the end of the day, I do this thing because not only do I get to talk to other people, but I get to explore perspectives. You know, you know, get past my own bias, all sorts of stuff. When you start talking to a lot of different people, creator or not, you get to see a whole new world beyond the scope of um I don't know. I don't know how to explain it very well. You get to see a whole world of perspective beyond yours, and I really think that, especially with the day and age of talking about politics and all this stuff, and we want to talk about tribalism and all that stuff. This thing has more potential than I think people give it, and um, and that's why I do it because it's the people, not the numbers that I go for. Although I will say I've had on over 200 guests, so I guess that is a number I'm going after. But
I
I,
was about
I
to say, yeah, give had 200 guests. That's pretty good. I just want to say shout out to Valent. What's up, Valent?
Valent. All right. Hey, Valent, how are you? Nice to see you. But also, I have a where did this at? Oh, I also have a link down below as well with my as has a link to Twitter X, links to my email. I do have a link to Discord, but it's mostly just for DMing. I'm not one of those people that makes a server because I only have so much mental bandwidth because
I
I do
feel
have a
that.
full time job. So I don't need to make. I don't need to be. I don't need to do more than I need to the degree of all that social media stuff because it just gets a lot more taxing than it needs to be. So there's that. And of course, did he put? No, he didn't. Of course, I did say earlier that I am part of the Rumble Creator Program, which uh, with the new requirement, we'll see how long that lasts. But regardless, I'm also got involved with the Proton Partner Program. So if no one knows what Proton is, they have Proton Email or Proton Mail, Proton Password Manager, and all that stuff. And they were advertising at X. I emailed them, didn't think I'd get in. Then like 24 hours later, they said you're in. I'm like, are you sure about that? Because I'm like, I don't know. Because usually companies like Razer and stuff, they all look for big numbers, all that. They want, affiliate or whatnot. Um, but I entered in and all this stuff, and I just promote a benefit. I can make money off it, but I don't. I'm not in it for that. So, but anyway, this time, last time was promoting the mail portion of it. Now I'm promoting their Proton Pass, which is a password manager, right? You've heard of one password or whatever. But Proton Pass is their thing where you only need one password to like your whole passwords. Think of Linktree, right? Where it's just one link to your other links. Proton Pass is sort of like that. It has your whole collection of passwords and whatnot. Um, they like with the mail thing, they allow you to use alias emails, and that's a great thing because if you're like going for a company or something and you don't want them to know your actual email, you can use an alias email and you can just shut that off. If they get a little too frisky with you. So, but I'll give the link. Right, I put your name into the. Actually, if Neuro is still here, he can let you know because he has experience with that. So Neuro can. I think you just have to use the link, but regardless, um, the reason why, again, like I said earlier, I'm promoting a benefit um, because I use it. I use the mail, the Proton Pass, the VPN, all that stuff. And I don't know if you remember, you remember Billy Mays, right? You know, the guy with OxyClean.
Billy Mays here.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, I do.
Well,
Hell yeah, I do.
he did like OxyClean and stuff, but there was one point where he said, I wouldn't promote a product I didn't use. And so I use Proton and all the other products that they make. And yeah, I don't think the Proton Pass is free, but their email one, you can make a free account and all this stuff. At the end of the day, I use it, I see the benefit, and I'd rather promote the benefit to you guys. Whether or not you do anything with it is up to you. Like I said earlier, yes, I get some money from it, but I, you know what? I'm just here to promote this benefit. That's it. That's all there is.
Hey, get the
So,
bag. No shame in getting the bag.
well, I was telling, like, I had Maggie Moo on yesterday, when she was on. It's like, there are some people who told me, yeah, and so their platform stability is not getting better yet.
A touch on that. I feel like it might be an East Coast thing. Oh, look, we have a guest.
Meow. Mm,
Meow. She's gonna
What's
start rubbing on the microphone.
and we hear a lot of purring, right?
She likes me way too much.
That's all right.
It's embarrassing
Well, you're
for
married
her.
too. Well, well, you're married too, so someone else loves it too.
No, I'm actually not though.
Oh, okay. Oh, I
That's
apologize.
just a baby mama at
Okay.
this point. That's more lore that you can learn on my stream later tonight.
At whatever time it is. But where was I at? Dang it.
Sorry, Proton Mail, you're getting the bag. He's getting the bag, folks.
No, no,
Click the
no.
link.
I was talking about like people have told me to make
Chat.
a like a merch store or whatever because like all that stuff. But I'm like, I really can't because for me, as I was telling Maggie Moo yesterday, like I can't do that because internally it's just like I'm not here to sell a product. Like you see a lot, I get it, right? Make this full time. You get as many revenue streams of revenue to make yourself. I get it, right? But for me, I can't internally do that because one, I have a full time job, and two, because people come to watch you about whatever gaming and whatnot. Trying to sell a product is sort of like it feels underhanded. It feels underhanded, even though I get the reasons of why it happens. It does feel kind of underhanded from my end. Like they're here to watch you talk about whatever, and that's what like super chats or rumble rants, whatever. Those are the donations that people want to give to you. Selling store, all that stuff. It just feels like what? Why are you really making content then? If you're making content so you can sell stuff in a store, then you're really not making content. You're just
Well,
a marketer
so
of the kind.
I am in a unique position because what I do for my full time job is I work in a graphics and an apparel shop.
Oh wow,
So I mean that's I was able to technically I didn't make this, but I made a onesie in
oh
house for the boy.
nice.
But if you do have some merch, I can set up a store for you for free
Mm,
that you get a little kickback from. You can sell
mm,
stuff pretty cheap just to get it out there. Because for whatever reason, people like merch of people they watch. And if you can make it cheap and
mm.
like, all right, yeah, cool, I have a Daramouthe hat or t-shirt that only costs 15 bucks. Yeah, sure, you're only gonna get like $3 out of it or whatever. But I mean, it's just hey, it's
Yeah,
a one way to support and it's a extra piece of high quality clothing you can just have out there in the world and be like, what's that shirt from? Or whatever.
yeah,
So I don't know. If you're interested, hit me up in DMs and I
yeah.
can I can hook you up with something. And it's just It doesn't got to be like you're selling a shirt for $40 like some of these YouTube
Mm.
guys do. Just but something affordable. If someone needs like a graphic tee that nobody else has, like I'm the only one in the world who has a Dadmiral shirt right now,
Yeah,
and I think it's kind of cool.
nice. No, I no,
Hit me up about that
no,
if
yeah,
you want.
no, yeah, and I thank you for that. I just, I was telling her yesterday, like, if I was only doing this thing, it'd probably just be the hat because I really wouldn't know. I've been meaning to get some merch from. He's like, oh, yeah, there. But for me, it's just again, people come to your stream because they want to share in the experience of you or whatever, and trying to sell something. Like again, I get it, but at the end of the day, it's just I can't personally do it because it just doesn't sit well with me, and that's just my reasoning with it when I was talking to her about it. But for earlier about doing all this stuff, I think I already told you a little bit of how I started. But I mean, when I started doing this, I was just making videos about whatever, talking about what happened today or whatnot. Maybe not too much. I just showed my hands. Actually, I can actually show you my well, I'm not gonna I'm just gonna do YouTube because
Oh,
Rumble's
let's
not
get
that
some
easy.
lore. Let's get some Dara lore. Yes.
Let's see if I can go back to my videos because videos I've made recorded videos first. And I was using StreamYard to do it because StreamYard has a recording capability in it. So I was
Oops, my
using
bad.
no, you're right. I was just using StreamYard's free thing to record video. So this was like my first video from like 2 years ago. Um, and this is using StreamYard for it, so I'll just show it. But this is how I started with I just made a video of whatever, and this is me just so it's gonna be weird.
It's always weird going back and watch your earlier stuff, right?
Yeah. Hello, all you beautiful people. My name is Daramouthe, and this is my first try at making a video. Now, I'm not going to do any editing or whatever,
True.
because one, I'm not that good, and two, because kind of kind of think yeah, people do live streams, right? So they want the authenticity more, so mistakes and whatnot. So let's just do it as is. Yeah. And if people don't like it, then they don't like it. But this is more of a trial run if I can do it. And yes, I am using StreamYard, but it's because I like this little avatar pulse. True. The little Yeah. See my voice go up and down. Can't find a program. I mean, it is true. Like, even for Rumble Studio, they don't have that. They don't have anything close to that. And especially when someone doesn't want to turn their camera, they don't have anything that. And
And
that
it's a requirement too to
it,
have an
it
avatar doing something.
yeah, it'd be nice if they had that. And of course, this isn't my avatar now, but that was my avatar. That's an actual photo of a praying mantis that was on one of my old vehicles.
Oh,
It
I
was
thought you
just
were
like
gonna say it's an actual photo of you back then. It's
no.
okay.
No,
That's
no.
not you. Okay.
No, it's not me. No, it's an actual photo of an actual praying mantis, and I took that a long while back. That was at a previous job, but it was on the hood of my uh, Toyota Corolla early in the morning, and it was right there, and I was like, might as well go for it.
There you
Mark
go.
does that. What?
That's some lore merch. Just we can turn that into like a little cartoon or like a cell shaded logo that you can put on a shirt.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. Or something similar. I'll take it to a minute. However, I think it's worth a shot. So, um, but anyway, I also wanted to say that I have been testing my own on my own, and it's been a weird time hearing your own voice because it's not what I hear on a daily basis, and it's kind of freaky too because I
Yep.
noticed I lisp sometimes, or my s's. So I apologize in advance from here till eternity because yeah, I don't know uh, how to fully fix it. I'm trying on a small scale, but anyway, that's my authenticity to you. So anyway, this is my first try at trying to make a video. Not a professional. Not sure if I will be be on
You
big
got
scales
self-conscious
at
there.
times, but I do think it's a fun thing to try, even if you never come back to again. Or there's Sure. some things to learn as well.
Sure.
So, but yeah, picking a topic for Hey, comics, how you video, doing? I don't know. I figured just my introduction as is. The name. I
Oh,
don't
here you go.
know if anyone will care about how the name came about,
Mm.
but it was just began with alcohol. Well, not I don't drink, but it began with an alcoholic word, which was vermouth.
Vermouth? Okay, I was
Vermouth
wondering.
is I don't know what type of drink it is, but it's alcohol. So anyway, I started playing around with that, and I just started changing it out, saying vermouth, very moose, or whatever, and then I came on Veramouth, VERAMOUTHE.
Mhm. Which is what I have for my Twitter X. That was the first iteration of this. And so I played around with it like stated.
MOUTH.
Mm.
And then I just started playing around with it some more. And then that's how I got Daramouthe. Now, Daramouthe wasn't as is, but again, in the English language, the E is silent, so consider that as is. So yeah, that's how I came up with Daramouthe, based upon an alcoholic name or drink name.
Yeah.
Apologies. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed my swift, messy, but candid introduction into the video making world of content. I don't know what content I'll make. I may pick a few things here and there that interest me or that I know a little of, and we can go from there, and all that. I'm willing to take constructive criticism, but some criticism is beyond what constructive is, and it just goes into like, "You're not doing the best." I'm like, "Okay, thanks." So sometimes you just have to laugh. Anyway, this is a test. This is a try. And I hope I get to see you again. And there we go. That's how I first started, was just recording video. Because again, StreamYard allows you to record videos in their thing. I call you Dara. I already explained it, buddy. But
I have my I think I know why. He's got a pretty little mouth.
some of these people a little more doesn't drink but named. Is it a wine? I didn't know vermouth was a wine. I thought it was just an alcoholic drink like gin.
Okay, so since you showed a video and Riddle6 just showed back up, can I show you a video?
Sure, you can just
started on YouTube.
Yeah, so you can go to the share. There's like a little TV down below that has like an arrow in it pointing up. You just click on that, and then you can click on the tab, and you should be showing it up.
Okay, so this is. I thought I was gonna be one of those YouTube gamer channels, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is probably one of my better ones.
Mm-hmm.
Editing and all that sort of thing. Riddlesticks was here. This was it was 9 years ago. Riddlesticks, do you know which one I'm gonna choose? Riddlesticks? I bet he does.
He's like, I've seen it before. There we go. Wow.
Okay, we're going to.
How long was that video? Goodness sake.
Well, the sweet spot was like 12 to 15 minutes.
Oh yeah, because YouTube was like, you had to do like 10 minutes for a video, whatever would be like the thing. I didn't even do that, so.
I don't know where to go. I have no idea what the hell I'm doing.
Just blow that up. Okay.
Blow it up right behind
Find
you.
somewhere to get covered
capturing it.
and stand still so you can hear them creeping up on you.
That's Riddlestick's voice.
Okay.
Looks like that sideways square is getting you.
Called a diamond?
It's not a diamond.
It's not a diamond. It's a 45-degree square.
There's actually a word
diamond
for that.
Would be more
45-degree square.
Mushed.
Bravo is clear. We got
it. Wait. We got
geometry.
I'm alive.
I will not die by your hand.
There's a guy coming down there. So the point of this video
Uh,
was I called it family fun, and you actually just heard it. I bleeped out every single swear word that we had except the one where Riddlesticks just said shit.
yeah.
But I mean, we would play a game together, not streamed. I would just record it all,
Mhm.
like 8 hours, and then I would spend another 8 to 10 hours just editing down all the good clips into it. This is
Yeah.
probably one of my favorite ones, just because the absurdity of like somebody running down a hall and saying fuck, 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 but I bleeped them all out. I don't know exactly where that is, but it's probably the funniest part of the video. You missed it. Can I play it again? No.
Kid. Me.
So it's just a lot of
Day.
swearing and like bleeping it out.
Are we really versus bots?
All right, we're getting Alpha. Yeah, that's why we're doing so well.
Well, that bot got me.
Nope, he's not.
Reloading. Soldier, fire soldier.
Hold my fire. I saved all of our asses. I killed 7 people right then.
Look at all of them.
Wait, where's the rest of them?
So yeah, that's my best video that I ever posted on YouTube.
Wow, that's pretty funny. Sounds like Chicago.
Out in Chicago. Dusty ass Chicago.
Oh goodness, but no, that's hilarious. But no, yeah, I mean, I did at a certain point when I started streaming, I did stream gaming. I was mostly doing like a modded Minecraft. Well, at modern Minecraft, I did play Starfield for a little bit. That was a wreck. And
Man, I love Starfield. I'm one of those guys. I love Starfield.
I mean, I really like it, but the problem of it is that whenever I tried to enter the lodge, you know, that place you're supposed to go to at a certain point, I would always crash. My game would just crash at the point I would enter in. It still does. I tried it like a few months ago, and I'm like, I'm still crashing at this point. Come on, jeez.
No,
he bleeped out-
Chad. I did bleep out ass. I was bleeping out all the swears except I missed one. There was probably 120 bleeps in that video. Easy.
Place at the Starfield tournament.
Oh,
the
12.
super- 12:30 is the super bleeped part. Oh,
Okay,
sorry.
we got to see it. Can I show it again?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, yeah, it just went from point 12:30. 12:30 says so a little more. So it's closer to the end there. Oh, almost. Oh, there you go.
Whose
Also a lot of
idea was that?
Get out. Why? Let's go for build. No. Jesus. There's somebody in this room. There's like 1,400 of me back there. Any can get that guy?
What? What the? That is
You died?
bull.
Yeah.
That
Whoa!
right
That was the
there.
last of them.
Yeah,
Wow.
we
We
were
were
having fun
tactical
with
for a
that.
while, Ron, and then we died.
Goodness, that's hilarious. Pizza tactical. Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
We had fun.
Every time I look at
Oops,
porn,
Stop. We don't need to hear that first part.
Oh goodness. But
Oh,
no,
good, good shot, real sticks.
oh goodness. Yeah, that's pretty funny. Beep, 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 beep. I just like it. It used to it reminded me of when Jimmy Kimmel would do his uncensored thing, like uncensored stuff, and he'd just be censoring the most censored bit, right? He'd censor the most non-censorous thing you'd ever think of, and just like it'd be so
Oh,
hilarious.
So good.
Yeah. So
But it's
good,
also like the juxtaposition for our streams is like there's a lot of swearing, and then all of a sudden we try to bleep it all out.
yeah,
So I think it was way funnier for like us going back and watching it
yeah,
than it was for anyone else. I mean, still YouTube gaming channels back then were a dime a dozen, and wasn't promoting it, just like just seeing how it do.
Yeah.
But it was I made a couple good videos in that era, but a lot of them were just absolute garbage.
yeah. And
We all start from somewhere, right? So
yeah. Well, I think from what even this first video I showed you is like I'd try a few things and go from there. But gaming was where I tried because usually that's the easiest thing to get into, and of course that really is not much of anything. But it didn't click with me. It didn't. After a certain point, I didn't. I was like, ugh, well, stream gaming. Wow, okay. I hate so much. Yeah, yeah, I
Well,
know.
yeah, that's none of the other videos were censored, but what made that video funnier is that I went and censored everything.
Mm.
And I did a good job, except for the one shit that we got at the beginning.
And it was hilarious, hilarious.
And it's
But
just
yeah,
I died and I died and I died. Also, back then I probably would say I'd had a bit more of a alcohol problem than I do now. So I was probably a little bit on the hammered side on that particular video. But
mm, yeah,
I mean, we all grow.
yeah.
I'm
Oh,
still
of
drinking,
course.
but not as much.
Hey, Timmy, you're still drinking. Um, no, and yeah, and I hate being censored. I saw what you deleted. I saw what you deleted.
You
Um,
delete yourself?
yeah, he has modding power, and he deleted his own. See, he censored himself. I didn't do
Knock
anything.
it
He censored
off.
himself. Yeah, stop censoring yourself.
What's your problem?
He's just joking around. Um, but yeah, I mean, after that, I didn't use StreamYard for any streaming because it cost you something, so I wasn't gonna do that because I was wanting to do both YouTube and Rumble at the same time. Because my whole thing was I wanted to upload to both places because YouTube still had its uh draconiousness even back then. Um, and then I went to OBS. I tried using OBS. Really, eh. Like it was more work than I wanted it to be. And then after that, once Rumble had pronounced their like beta waitlist for Rumble Studio, I've been using Rumble Studio since then, despite its vast and many hiccups and still many hiccups.
Do you want a good
Um,
story about Rumble Studio?
I'll go for it.
So I stream on or with Streamlabs.
Mm,
So it's a OBS fork essentially, but with a little more
okay.
lipstick on it.
Mhm,
So they posted Studio had just been running like absolute garbage for me. I would get every single solitary stream 5 to 15,000 like almost on the nose dropped frames.
mhm,
Every single solitary stream.
mhm,
Uh and then Rick posted because I was doing direct or bypass, right? And I
yeah.
was doing bypass directly to Rumble. Then when they announced it for Studio, I was doing it for that, and then also had a low latency for before the
Mhm,
direct RMTP.
mhm,
So I'd always been using that. So
mhm.
then Rick posted, I don't know, a couple months ago.
Right.
Make sure your B frames are set at 0 in your settings,
Yeah.
and that just removes latency. Like you don't buffer frames yourself; you let them do all the stuff.
Mhm,
I already had it set 0, so I'm like, cool, no worries. I'm already set. It's just Studio that absolutely blows for me.
mhm,
Well, it turns out I went in there in the settings. I deleted the 0 I had,
mhm.
put 0 in again, press save. I have not dropped a frame since.
Wow. Yeah, and that's pretty nice. It's good that they're communicating more because Rumble has a communication problem at times, and that's something I've said many times about on my other show, Rumble Squared, which is sort of my personal, not personal, but it's sort of like me trying to do roundtable adding feedback data collection to it because um, it helps kind of cut through that fog of people just relying on a few scattershot voices. And for what was that? I do surveys as well, but I've moved them to doing quarterly. So what happened is like through March through May, I was gathering, viewer and creator data, and I kept seeing each time the research was showing each time that platform stability and content discovery were the two big main issues that people had. Still has content discovery, but supposedly by the CEO's words, they've been working on platform stability. The part of the matter is that the reason the collecting the data was kind of like we all have different ideas of what we want Rumble to do, whatever, what we think is most important. But looking at the data, majority of people had issue with platform stability and content discovery. While some are talking about, oh, can we get channel points? Which it seems like YouTube has started to do their own thing with that. Or can can we have this or that, whatever? Can we have this be the most important thing? And I'm here to tell you right now, Rumble Studio has had issues from day one, and I know they're doing the direct RTMP thing, but at the end of the day, they're putting too much focus on that instead of the regular Rumble Studio. If they are putting anything into Rumble Studio, then they're really not talking about it, which is also another detriment.
Yeah, because you
Um,
don't get this with direct RMTP or
no, you
TMP.
you don't even get the look of it. And I saw the look of direct RTMP and is like, why can't that be Rumble Studio altogether? Like you don't need to separate the two. You just need to make it in one go and make it look like that. But you know, priorities and stuff. Um,
So I mean, our latency is pretty low here. So you are doing in low latency.
well the thing was like I think they said like if you made a low latency uh template thing or whatever, Rumble Studio would pick that up. And so I did do that and hopefully it is picking it up. But I mean for me, I just get the feedback data and put that all together because um Rumble's not going to give you something similar to what I'm doing. They're mostly just going to give you, you know, the quarter stuff and all that. They're really not going to give you like, what amount of percentage of the platform of people who use Rumble Studio say it's still not working for them. I can at least give you something. They're not gonna give you anything. And people like to be heard. And more times than not, they do respond back on Twitter X. So I'll give them that. But the problem of it is that majority of it not Rumble gives more traffic to Twitter X than their own platform. Um, and it's like you should have a feedback page on your platform, but you don't. You should be having all these like people on Rumble should be able to curate the content they want to watch, but they can't, right? They can't, on YouTube, you can say, I don't want to see this video or I don't want to see this channel. Rumble, you can't. And
Yeah.
I've had a lot of people say, hey, I'd like, not to see all this booty twerking stuff on my streams, especially if I have kids, but they don't have that ability and there's no talk about it. Again, Rumble has their own internal data and all that stuff, and they follow that. But for me, people need to see something. They need to see more than just a talk of, right? Like for me, at this point with Rumble, I'm like, okay, don't tell me about all the new things that are coming up. Show me. Show me. Don't talk about it anymore. Show me. I don't need you to tell me how this thing is coming or how we're going to be working on shorts later, whatever. Show me. Show me shorts. Show me this. Show me that. Don't tell me about it. Show me. The direct RTMP, great, good. Now let's actually work on Rumble Studio itself and give people who just use the studio, a bit more stuff because it's limited, right? I can go to StreamYard, I can have that icon, I can have all people show up when the page is shared or when the thing is shared, when the screen is shared. There we go. when when the
You're
screen
gonna
is
get
shared,
there.
when the dabba dabba do, when the screen is shared, when people can change their camera layout, all that stuff, and they have updated with the campaign stuff and all that, but they're still missing basic functionality that their competition, even the free ones, have. And that says a lot more about where they're at versus what they're trying to compete against. Like, again, I get the hype. All right. I get the cheerleader stuff. I get that. And that's great. Let's praise when they do well. But for me, I have always stated I will praise Rumble when it does well and I will admonish it when it does poorly because they want to be a competitor to the big top, which is YouTube, right? My problem is you can't be a competitor to the big top when you haven't even met the basic functionalities that many people are used to that YouTube gives,
Yep.
right? You can go to YouTube right now on the front page and you have a whole assortment of stuff that's either by people you follow, things you watched, or whatever, or some surprise ones. Does Rumble have that?
Well,
No.
and also another thing is like I get it. The brand ambassadors for Rumble, they're getting paid to promote the service. I get it.
Yeah.
But when we're just having like a candid discussion, I'm not going to name names, but
Yeah.
I was gaming with one of them and
I can take a guess.
mentioned
a little bit of a grief because I wasn't gonna like press. We were playing a game. We're trying to have fun for the most part.
Mhm.
But I mentioned that I was like dropping frames, and this person was like, "Well, here's a million reasons why Rumble's fantastic and doesn't have any problems, and it's probably your fault." I'm like, "Okay, well, you're brand ambassador, I get it, but also be sympathetic to or empathetic or whichever
Mhm.
to the guys who are also putting out content that don't have 8,000 followers and don't have the priority that you might have or the insider knowledge that you might have or the direct line to the top like you might have. Like you gotta there's a lot of to put it PG heads up their own asses uh, in some of the communities like, oh, it's perfect. But then you also on the flip side of the people who are like, oh, this is perfect in every single which way, and it's not only is it perfect now, but it's only going to get better, and it'll always be perfect. We also have the people who are like, this sucks, it'll never get better, it's never been good, it's never been okay, it's always terrible and shit, and hot garbage, and it's on fire while in a rainstorm in Florida with mosquitoes all around. Like we can find the good and the bad, and that's part of like growing up on a new platform is like taking feedback from your community. What do they want? Have a roadmap for them. Because I don't know if anyone asked for a Bitcoin wallet, or if it was a small minority where they have so many other things they can work on improving.
Well, and again, that's why I post my data that I collect publicly because at the end of the day, people need to see something. They again, you're giving my feedback, so I want to, you know, I want to give it back to you, obviously. But you get to see what a big chunk of the platform says, and that's an issue.
Yeah,
because you can't you can't see that. Rumble doesn't give that. And maybe it's a business thing, maybe it's one thing or another, but at the end of the day, yeah, I'll relay those issues, Rumble team. I'll
yeah.
keep you posted.
That's all that need to be said. Instead of like, no, you're the problem. Like, bro, I don't think I am. Like my setup's pretty good. I don't have issues with internet connectivity or streaming or encoding or decoding. Now, granted, going back and me changing that setting to the setting it already was might have had a thing or had a bearing on it. Like maybe it thought it said or it thought it was 2 even though it showed 0. I don't know. That might have fixed it, or maybe they heard me bitching and moaning on Twitter and gave me some sort of better priority or a server on the West Coast as opposed to the East Coast.
Right.
In that 12 hours that I didn't stream and change that setting from what it was to what it was.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but yeah, I absolutely dismissed it. I'm like, come on, you can't.
Yeah.
I understand they're paying you and you want to promote the product, but at the same time, when someone is actively using the product, like you're an ambassador to get more people in.
Yeah.
But you also need to keep the people in it, like pleased, and exactly what Dashboard said is, hey, good feedback. I'll push that through, and I'll see if someone can take a look at that for you.
Yeah. I mean, again, at the end of the day, when you have someone who's like that says it's more on you than them, that shuts down a productive conversation. Like I'm not an ambassador. And I most likely would rather not be because you're constricted by what you have to do for being ambassadorship. I'd rather be honest about the platform than be hype cheerleader for it. And I mean, again, I admit Rumble has grown a lot. But
Yep.
I've also talked to a lot of people who are in the tech field. I've talked to the creator of Rumble Labs. I've talked to a lot of people who do coding. I've talked to J.Delete, who's had some field and tech, and so many others. And you do not know how many times I've been told for their app to just destroy it and start over again for both apps.
I literally heard that in chat from Riddle6 yesterday. He's like, yeah, East Coast, it's all cracked right now. Rumble's skipping and glitchy, even on the app. He's like, for whatever the app's worth. Like I never use the app, so and I wouldn't. I've used it a couple times. I'm like, I can just do this through browser. I'd rather do it through browser.
Yeah. But
that's not a good place to be if you have an app.
Yeah. Well, and they have the TV stuff too, so that might be where it's at.
Yeah.
But and I don't even use. I mean, to be honest, I use YouTube through a browser too. I don't use their app, so it goes for many ways. My thing is instead of dismissing, because there are trolls out there, there are harassers out there.
Hmm?
It's
Oh
true.
yeah.
That's true. But don't go to dismissing someone who wants to use your platform on problems they have. Again, that's why I try to do with Rumble Squared. I've tried to bring on many other different people. Sometimes it's just mostly people who use Rumble because that's where the point is at. Whether they're a viewer, and I've had people who are very few people who had a viewer or creator. But my thing is like, let's hear these people out. Let's gather that data. And then once that show part is done, we put that data out there and we show, hey, the big chunk of Rumble or the Rumble Squared was people talking about, hey, Rumble Studio needs work. Hey, your platform still has stability issues. Hey, all this other stuff. And instead of taking that as I mean, again, there are people who are very angry, and I get that. I understand the frustration and the anger. But at the end of the day, if you're going to shut down somebody because, hey, your communication from the Rumble side is bad or poor and it should be better, or hey, support is not doing so well. I've been waiting months for my payout check and all this stuff. And you email support like you're supposed to, first off, because you don't want them coming to you and saying, hey, did you email support? Always email
That's their
support first.
go-to.
Yeah. Always
Email support. Well,
yeah.
we email support and they ghosted me for 6 months, so I don't know what to tell you, bud.
Yeah. Always, because what you're doing is if you do it first before they ask you, guess what? You're taking that excuse out of the room, and now
Yep.
they have to come up with something else to say. And this is not being mean. Again, Rumble's a business. All right? Treat it like a business. Not yelling at them or whatever, but treat it like a business. Say, hey, guys, I've emailed you. I've emailed you support. I'm not getting anything back. Can we talk? Can we do something? And that's reasonable. I would think that's a reasonable thing to do. You're not yelling at them, whatever, because there are people who do. But at the end of the day, though, you i- if you want to be a better platform, look, don't call yourself a YouTube competitor when you're not even up there yet. It's not there.
I was having this conversation with my coworker Chaos.
Yeah.
Like what? Like where are we in apples to YouTube? Like you had 1,000 followers. Like what would that equate to in YouTube? And it's like it's hard to quantify because YouTube's just so
Vast.
huge.
It's an ocean.
Some people with 100,000 subs on YouTube
Mhm.
will do a stream that get less interaction and less views than I do at 500.
Mhm.
But also there's channels with 20,000 YouTube subs that get quadruple the amount of chatters and
Yeah.
viewers that I do. So it's like that apples to apples is like you can't compare yourself to a platform that you're not.
Mhm.
You can only compare yourself to where you are.
Yeah.
And also like the place to strengths are different.
Mhm.
Like YouTube is, and also the what people see you as is also very different. YouTube is kind of a catch-all. You got
Yeah.
news organizations, you got gamers, you got conspiracy theorists, you got scientists, you got gun tubers. I mean, it's all this stuff, and then people think when first thing they hear about Rumble, they
Mhm.
think, oh, politics.
Yeah. Yep.
So
And
yeah, those streams like Tim Cast and Steven Crowder, they get tons and tons of views. But for the on my side, the gaming side, is you got maybe a handful, 5 guys that get so much, or like the majority of the views, the viewership, and the
Mhm.
chats. And then as soon as that guy's stream is over, those people are gone.
Mhm.
They're not getting rated out. Like Dr. Disrespect has rated people,
Mhm.
but like those people don't stick around. They're like, oh, great, I got rated to some schlub with 20 viewers. Whereas
Mhm.
like I'm sitting here, or I'm seeing 20 viewers in your stream, and I'm like, 20 is pretty good. I get
I
20. I get 20. I'm like, I'm doing really good tonight.
Yeah.
Like, I'm doing fantastic. But you get
Yeah.
these people like I just came from a stream with 5,000 people watching, and I'm going to stream with 20. This guy has 350 followers. It's the best night of his damn life with 20 viewers, and they just immediately jettison. Like
Yep.
they're not the same thing. So like comparing them is always, I'm like, just, I know you kind of need to compare
Mhm.
yourself to the other things because you are competing against them. At the
Mhm.
same time, like just a pure 1-to-1 comparison is are you talking shit, Kumi?
It's one of the most humble.
Talking
Just
shit.
hey, take if he says cause you're humble, just take it.
You
Just
are banned.
denied. No, go ahead and finish your.
I mean, that's just kind of the thing is like the comparisons kind of annoy me
Yeah.
because
I
until you change your perception or the perception of what you are,
mm,
you're not going to be them.
and
Because
it's kind
Twitch is gaming.
yeah.
I mean, sure, like a few of the biggest channels like Hassan, I guess not anymore, but
Yeah.
Asmon Gold
Mhm.
are kind of more political. But when I think of Twitch, I think of
Gaming.
gaming.
Mhm.
When I think of YouTube, I think of
Whatever.
everything.
Yeah.
Rumble, I would like to think of gaming because that's what I do, but I think
Mhm.
of politics. So
You can put this.
did I do that many swears?
No, you're
I'm
fine.
sorry. I'm sorry.
No, you don't worry about it. But I mean, again, it's like, I get the hype, I get the cheerleading, I get all this stuff, but it's
Yeah.
like, I want to be honest. I want to be honest about this
That's the
platform
biggest thing.
because
It's like let's be realistic about where we are and
yeah,
what we are.
yeah, let's work on the problems that are hitting a majority of people, and let's get those better. Because if we're only working on the small minority things, which they are important too, but stability is a big one. Content discovery is a big one. And those have been discussions for I don't know how long. And it was what was it? It was May. It was beginning of May where the CEO had stated, "Hey, let's we're working on stability. We're getting it there." And then June comes around. He says, "Hey, we got our stability up to par. We're just working on a few more things. Hey, why don't we work on search next?" But the problem of it is that well, okay, so here's the line of it. I put April's collected data survey stuff on April 28th. And I'm not confirming anything. I don't even know. I'm just stating what I see as a big coincidence. So, um, I put out my data stuff, and it was on May 2nd that the CEO had said, "Hey, let's work on platform stability." And guess what were the big things that were on my surveys that kept coming up many times? Platform stability, content discovery. I can't claim that it influenced that. I can't claim anything of that, but it's pretty coincidental that I've been doing since March and a little before, but not to the extent of the surveys they did. I'm putting that out, and all of a sudden the CEO says, "Hey, we're going to work on platform stability." Okay, so I keep collecting data, and all of a sudden they're talking about search. Now, again, search is not a new thing they've talked about at all. They've talked about search a year or two before. Like, you need to up your search and get your search better.
Search is abysmal.
Search is abysmal. And it wasn't until I think it was like June 9th or something like that, that then he's saying, "Hey, platform stability getting better. Why don't we work on search next?" That's been over a month, around a month now. We've not heard anything about search. But you can see how it took maybe a month or so when he's talking about platform stability and getting it fixed. And then they're gonna, oh, yep. See you there, Jeff.
Bye, Jeff. If you're really from
Bummer.
Alaska,
Yeah, he is from Alaska. I've talked to him.
he's from Texas.
Has told him to fix it. Exactly. Well, exactly. I mean, look, there have been some people that have gone a bit overboard on telling them, but at the end of the day, it's like they can totally ignore that, and that's where my data comes in because you can't ignore that publicly. People can see that. People can see that. People can make their own decisions about it, but the public can see that,
Ooh,
and
I
that's
got a new merch idea for you.
What's that?
Daramouthe.
Oh, well, all right. Well, that sounds a little better.
You hate all of my ideas. They're good.
I didn't say I hated all of them. It's just
Oh, it's the reaction though. I see.
it's still not on the part. It's
I'm
still
gonna
this.
I'm gonna make a collab merch and it's gonna say Daramouthe or
Oh.
Data.
Yeah,
it's
that first one was bad.
Alright, he's not on board. He just doesn't like merch. He shouldn't even wear shirts. He hates shirts.
Well, I've not internally. It's just not a thing for me. But again, there's my song ideas too. I did not either. You asked
Oh,
me, or
oh,
you,
okay. I know I'm learning more. He's just a hater. This guy's a
no,
hater.
he asked for my help. He asked for my help on something, and I said, "Here's what I think on the perspective, but you do you, right?" And all of a sudden, he's saying, "Oh, I hated songs." Like, dude, your songs are what you want. Don't listen to me about it. Jeez Louise.
Thank you, chat, for letting me know how it
They're
really
all a
is.
bunch of haters on me, is what it's turning out to be.
Okay, sure. I don't know. I
Um,
don't know who to trust here.
yeah, well, I try to be a little more honest, but again, the thing
You lying ass chat.
going big time into racist too. Well, you know what, Lord of the Rings, you know what, keep it to yourself.
Hell yeah.
But again, that's why I've been very adamant. Like, hey guys, you want to see some actual stuff that will help benefit you, then be a part of answering those survey questions I give, or the questions of the month I give, because at the end of the day, that helps you.
I'm not
I
gonna lie,
get
I haven't seen those and I would love to partake. So make sure.
I'll try to tag your name into it, because I did do uh a while back. But again, it's like, people need to understand. You want to stop being angry about something, you want to stop being frustrated about something, then help me help you. Look at it this way. You, for whatever's worth, how long you ever on the platform, you actually get to see data of what people are saying. You may agree with it, you may not agree with it. But the
I love
point of the
data.
matter
Oh, I love data.
Well, the point
Oh,
of the but the point of the matter is that you, after all this time, get to see something. This is not trying to bash Rumble. This is trying to help make Rumble a better platform, because we all want it to succeed. I'm invested in stock. I've invested in, Rumble Rants and all this stuff through the Rumble side. But when it comes time and time again, and we're told to hype up and all of this stuff, and there's nothing we can look at and say, "Hey, can we, see something, whatever," instead of being told, um, just this stuff of like what's coming next. No, show us. Show us. Stop telling me about you're gonna try to do shorts. Stop telling me you're about to try to do this new thing or next thing or Rumble Wallet or whatever. Show it.
yeah.
Show it. Like we got platforms over here where people, no, some people, some of the content creators have brought people over. That's great, and they're multi-streaming, which is even better. But my point is this: you want to play the big game, right? Want to play the big game, you got to start showing that should all team up and build hype to bring in new users and spend more time in everyone's chats. But the problem of it is that becomes incestuous, and I'll say that word. My issue with the whole 20 chatters thing, and this is not a big issue, but one, who's new and who's old? Because if you're having everyone on the platform spend every time in everyone else's chat and there's no one new coming in, that's incestuous. You want more people to come to the platform.
Yeah, exactly. Uh by the first night, it was like midnight on East Coast, and people were just like, all right, we're going to the chats. We're just going to chats. And it's all people I knew that were just got done, or like, hey, just pop in Admiral's chat real quick. So by the
Mhm.
first night, I only streamed 20 minutes into the new night, and I had 14
Mhm.
chatters, and it's just because like, okay, we're almost done here. Let's pop into Admirals real quick and then go back. So then I sent my guys other places. So people were getting their 20 chatters within the first couple hours. Just like, hey, hop in chat real quick, and we just type chat, and boom, counts. So yeah, you're exactly right. We're just kind of passing each other around until we hit our metrics, and now we're done.
Playing songs for a kid. I think his was an ABT holding his leg. Now been saying Negro, please Negro. Uh-huh.
No,
Yeah.
no Negro.
I can say, yeah, I could say Negro. It's just the other one. I'm not gonna I should have read that first, but that's not anything bad against. I could say that.
Hey, could I
Um
have 2 minutes to go to the bathroom?
Well, we're gonna start closing out because I need to start
Okay.
tuning up. But we're gonna do a little bit of the premium side, because I that's the one thing I dislike about the creator program, is doing the premium stuff, because everything else is pretty much easy for it, just goes with my show. Premium goes against what my show is. So there's that. Bring in new peeps, but bring them in for tournament or something. Well, I know Aegis is doing that, but that's like a small thing. And again, Rumble built politics. Dan Bongino did all the politics. They built politics, and politics is the issue of why people aren't coming over. Just politics. And now they're building up gaming. I'm tired of monolith building. Get content discovery up and let it be a catch-all. Let it be a catch-all. Well, maybe a limited catch-all because you don't want all the, too much of an open space, catch all the bad stuff like, you know, CSUM and all that. You don't want that. Um, but gaming, but Rumble needs content discovery and it needs to be a sort of catch-all because one of the best. That's right. He's one of the best. But anyway, so
Thanks, Kimmy.
we're gonna do a quick promote all that stuff. So why don't you go ahead and promote your stuff, and I'll bring that up. Hold on. Go ahead.
I'm AdmiralSmoothrod on Rumble. We will be probably streaming some RimWorld tonight. We're just kind of chill. Probably need to go grab the baby and hang out with him for a little bit, give mom a reprieve.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm very well spoken. I can't even read that, Kumi. I don't know what you're talking about. Super interesting. Thank you so much. Can't read that either.
Yeah.
Probably do some RimWorld. What time is it? It's only 6. Okay.
You're probably in Pacific time because it's
3
hours. Yeah, so I'm 3 hours ahead, so it's 9 my time.
So 6. Probably some RimWorld with the babby, and then over. Oh, I want to promote Rumblecraft while I'm here.
Sure.
This Rumblecraft is our hugely modded Minecraft server that's hosted by Mossy and Little Salty Bear. And we're having such a blast. So if you want to do modded Minecraft, if you're used to modded Minecraft, it should be very nice. Start fresh, build up however you want. If you're not used to modded Minecraft and you want your mind blown with all the opportunities that are given to you by modded Minecraft, we have 500 mods. Okay.
Woo.
500. You can do whatever you want. You can make a jetpack out of wood.
Nice.
It's fantastic. And we have some really, really, really experienced Minecraft players on there that will help you out as much or as little as you want. If you want to be left alone, I'll give you a jetpack and you can just fly and go do your own thing.
Do you have Galacticraft on there?
It's all the mods 9.
Oh, okay. I've not messed with it, so
I don't know if that's in there, but you can build a space station in space. You can go to the moon. Mossy's currently building a base on the moon.
Nice.
You can go to the Aether. There's plenty of different biomes and stuff. It's fantastic. I just wanted to shout out Rumblecraft because it's been a lot of fun. We're on season 6.
Wow.
It's like our 3rd year doing it. And then you get to hang out with some really cool peeps. Like we collectively call ourselves the Bricked Up Boys.
Someone's not gonna have a good night after that.
And,
man.
And we just like to have fun. So yeah, check out my channel, and then from there, I got all my buds that we play games with a lot. Shout out to Riddlesticks. It's my boy from a long time. Also Kumi, he's been around for a long ass time. Gaming Chad, the homie from across the pond. He should probably be in sleep, but he'll probably be up. Is he on Rumblecraft right now?
Probably. He's like,
no, but Amish and Mossy are in there, so
nice.
I'm saying.
But
that's what I got. Check me out.
Yeah, and I've had Amish on a few times too. But yeah, no, his links are down below or there. You can go.
Thank you so much for having me on. This has been fun. I like just having a chat.
Yeah, that's all. What it's all about.
We know you are Gaming Chad.
Gaming Chad, one for the ladies. All right. But anyway, his links are down in the description below on both Rumble and YouTube. So if you want to check him out, there you go.
And anyone who's here for me, make sure you follow and like Daramouthe.
I'm pretty sure Gaming Chat already is because he's already been on. So there's that.
Maybe he didn't though. Just saying.
Then I'll get in his chat and I'll get him. But again, from my end of things, whether you're on the Rumble side or the YouTube side, doesn't matter which one you're on. If you wouldn't mind leaving a like, sharing the content, leaving a comment or follow, anything that helps the engagement factor is much appreciated because not only does it help in having other people, not only does it help in being seen more, like all content creators want to be. I mean, because be honest, we all want to be seen a little.
I'd like to see those numbers climb up, baby.
He's like who is it? Scrooge McDuck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he wants all the coins in his piggy bank.
On a pool full of coins.
That's right. Although it'd probably kill you if you try.
We'll try it.
But anyway, it also helps in having other people on. like Lord of the Ree, like Dadmiral, like Gaming Chad, like uh Tomby, like so many others. At the end of the day, I've talked to some over 200 various guests, creator or not, and it's climbing up. And that's the one number I really concentrate on. The one number that really matters most because you can go to the content creators and it take them probably a year or so before they reach that number. I did that within less than a year, I think. So, but it's not that. That's not the point. The point is having conversations with other people about whatever because it's not very much of a thing out there anymore. It's always topic centered conversations, and I'm more of, hey, let's just start from nowhere and see where that goes, and it usually works out. So there you go for that. And of course, I have a link down below. Nope. Why did I not do that? All right. I have a link down below that has my link tree. It's link tree. It has my Twitter X, has my email, has a Discord link, but it's mostly about uh, DMing. I don't have a server or whatever. I'm not interested in stretching my mental bandwidth more than it needs to, and that's a little too much. So there is that, and of course, like I said, goodness, um, of course, like I said earlier, I am part of the Proton partner program. You can go there, check out Proton Pass. They also have Proton Mail as well, which you can make a free account for. Again, at the end of the day, there's a lot of benefits that Proton offers in many different areas. And I'm just offering that. I don't, I can make money off it, sure, but I'm not offering it to make money. I'm offering because I use it. I know the benefits, and I'd rather promote those benefits to you because at the end of the day, like I said earlier with Billy Mays, I wouldn't he wouldn't use a product. Um, he wouldn't use a product he didn't use himself, and that's what I do with Proton uh, for Rumble Shorts. Well, interesting. How's that sound? I'm so pumped for Rumble Shorts. Well, show us it. Stop
Yeah.
saying it. Yeah.
Quick aside on Billy Mays. Remember that other guy, the Shamwell guy?
Anthony something.
Sure.
No, that's not Anthony. I know your Shamwell guy. Yeah, he's a weird story for that one.
Uh huh. But shortly after Billy Mays died,
Uh-huh.
my buddy who can pass as a Billy Mays, and then I kind of can pass as the Shamwell guy.
Mhm.
Halloween that year, he went as Billy Mays, and I went as the Shamwell guy, and it was probably the best Halloween I've ever had in my life.
Wow, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
Hey,
that
because
was a great. I thought that was a great story.
he beat up by a guy. I don't know if Billy Mays got beat up by a girl though. I don't know. I don't know about that.
Nah, Billy Mays was beating up them bitches. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, he pretty much was beating himself up because there was talk of cocaine being part of the issue. But anyway,
Shamwell guy was definitely on cocaine.
so that stuff, yeah. But anyway, I just promote it because I know the benefits, and that's why I do it. That was the Dell guy, I think. Oh, ouch. But anyway, the next part, the next part is tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern. I get to have on Anna's Gameland again. It's been a while since I've had her on. She's a lovely lady. She's in the UK, but she's a journalist of sorts. So there is that. But I'll get to have her on again tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern for that. And of course, the last thing I do with my guest is called Questions from a Hat. And so I bought a hat from Rumble and I've put some questions in it. So what happens is that you, my guest, get 2 freebie questions, and people in chat. Actually, the Rumble side, YouTube side, I'm not monetized. So sorry, YouTube, but on Rumble side, I'm monetized. So if you want to give $1 Rumble rant, $500 rant, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It has to be a Rumble rant to get more beyond 2. So we're gonna go for the first one. My eyes are closed. I'm letting fate decide what this question will be. I'm going to let the heart of the questions, decide. Yu-Gi-Oh reference. Here we go. Would you rather be too hot or too cold?
Too hot.
Well, why too hot?
I lived in Colorado for too long. That's why I
Mm.
moved to Vegas. It was because it was too cold.
You're in Vegas?
Yep.
Oh man, I know a few people there. So have you ever seen the channel The Great Underground out
No.
there? There's a channel on Rumble called The Great Underground. They're more music than anything else. Heart of the Cards. Yes, I know, Heart of the Cards. They work with a bunch of other indie people too, and doing like the indie underground sort of thing. They actually live in they're a husband and wife. They actually live out in Las Vegas. There's another content creator I've had on there called Iron Oxide and Scream Queen Celine. They live out in Las Vegas too. So I've talked to a few people who live out in Las Vegas. So you're not the only one who's been on the shows from Las Vegas.
Nice.
But
There's a few of us out here. Gamer Grill and Game
Pepkill, I think, is out there too.
yeah,
Or
Pepkilla.
I think Silver Fox is out there too, but I'm not too sure.
No, not Silver.
Okay. I thought it was, but
And there's another one. I just played games with the other night.
hmm.
But yeah, there's a few of us out here. But yeah, right now it's 6:00 in the afternoon. It is 1:06.
Yeah.
It's a little
Sweet.
spicy.
Little spicy. All right, next question. Question number 2. This will be the last one, unless there's a. Yep, there we go. Yep, that's their link. The Great Underground. They're a husband and wife who work with other indie musicians, and they live out in. And it's just a channel that plays 24/7 music. But yeah, they live out in Las Vegas as well. Well, they're great.
I got them a new tab.
They're really great. You can also go back and look at the conversations I had with them. Yeah, they work with just about anyone independent. So they're on Twitter X2 under their DR8 Underground, I think it is. I'm not sure. I'll at to you later. But anyway, here's question number 2. It's a two-parter. Do you tip or not? And if so, do you tip more than usual?
Yes and yes.
Now, have you worked in the industry, in the tipping industry?
No, but I have worked in industries where we'll just kind of get tips. But
Yeah.
I've lived with a bunch of industry people. One of my favorite roommates of all
Oops.
time was a chef at a.
I'm back.
Whoa!
ahead.
Switch sides. There we go. I was getting all discombobulated there. He was a chef at a fancy restaurant on the
Uh-huh.
strip, and man, the tips he would get were just crazy.
I believe it.
But yeah, I'm all for it and giving a little bit above, not much. And please tip me on my OnlyFans.
It's gonna be a big fat tip. But yeah, I used to
Earthy tips, please.
I used to deliver pizza, or I used to deliver for Papa John's.
Okay,
And,
well, I guess then I did Pizza Hut for like 4 months.
wow. Yeah, I've been on that side, so I understand. But there are a lot of scringy people on. You don't really have to tip, but it's like with here, donations are tips as well. Basically, content creation is working for tips.
Pretty much.
Basically. But anyway, that is the end of the full show. Of course, like I said, we're going to do a little of the Rumble Premium because I'm in the creator program. And while I dislike having to do this requirement, it is part of their deal. And I did say I would try to fill them regardless. So
I just do something very boring for my premiums.
we're gonna be making memes. So you're gonna join me for meme making if you want to be part of that.
Sure.
But
I need to pee though.
yeah, no, we're gonna play a music video and then we'll have that time. So again, guys, tomorrow 7 p.m. Eastern with Anna's Gameland. Again, if you have Rumble Premium, join us for the wrap up. Or if you don't, that's fine. You still get the full show. And guess what? We'll be back again tomorrow as well. So thank you all so much for being here. Thank you, Dadmirl, for being here. And I'll
Dude,
see
thank
you
you.
later. Yeah.
No, I would love to do this again sometime.
Oh, you're always welcome to. So, but anyway, guys, I end the show with One Day With You by Pogo. And again, if you have Rumble Premium, join us for the wrap up. If not, that's okay too. We'll see you tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern. Have a great night, guys.
Bye, chat.
Bye.
Keep being weird. We'll be right back.